Hello, welcome to Build Up to a Good Game. It's West Ham United against Liverpool at the London Stadium. Kickoff an hour and 5 minutes away. The official lineup a handful of minutes away before we get onto that stuff. Gonzo, how is oneself?
Yeah, I'm all right. A bit rushed, mate. I got sat down about 90 seconds ago. So, yeah, not taking anything in. I know, as always, I know nothing about the teams, Joe. How you doing?
I'm good, actually. I've been really looking forward to this one. I think results went okay for us last night. I think the draw at Ellen Road was good. Wolves beating Palace. I think anything would have been okay for us tonight. Palace won, happy days. Wolves are right in it. Wolves won and sort of dragged Palace back in a little bit when they thought they were safe. Oh, okay. Like we spoke this morning, it gets rid of the new manager bounce completely now. So just before we play them, so that's really good. So the league table is still looking quite pretty. So I'm excited, actually. I really am. I'm really looking forward to this game. I believe we can do something. I'm feeling really optimistic, which is worrying a little bit. But it's not just me. I feel like there's a real buzz around the fan base at the minute. Just going by like our YouTube comments and stuff. But it feels really upbeat, which is good.
Well, and rightly so. Rightly so. We've improved our position in the Premier League. We've started scoring lots of goals. We're through to a European semi-final, and the youth team have just basically cemented themselves as the best team in the land. So lots of young burgeoning talent coming through, hopefully. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot to like about everything that's happening. So definitely the mood has switched in the last 4 weeks. That's for sure. So we've been dreading this a month ago, absolutely dreading this game. So yeah, I think we deserved it. I think we've suffered enough this season, haven't we? We spent the first 2/3 of the season sort of dreading the fixtures. Now we can look forward to some. And you know what? Even if we did lose today, it certainly wouldn't be the end of the world because we've given ourselves a little buffer zone. But isn't it nice? We were talking about Crystal Palace there. That actually we're actually looking up. We're looking up a little bit. Thinking, oh, maybe that's that new manager bounce has gone from Crystal Palace. Yeah, exactly. I'm thinking, hold on, maybe we can catch them, by beating them next week. Maybe we can beat Liverpool today. And it's stuff like that that's really good. Even I was doing it, Gio, as I alluded to in the Patreon breakfast this morning. I was watching Jurgen Klopp's press conference. I think you're rattled, young man. You're grumpy. And not you, Jurgen Klopp. And yeah, so why not? We've earned that much at least, I think, mate.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, when you said we'd be fearing this a couple of months ago, the reason I'd fear it is because I would expect like a white flag attitude from us, which is, let's see if we can keep it to 2-0 Liverpool kind of thing. A bit like what we did against Newcastle to some extent. And I expected against Arsenal, but we never got that. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. The Arsenal one gives me hope that we took the game to them to some extent, responsibly. I'm hoping we can do the same. But 2 months ago, the thing that would have annoyed me is Liverpool were crap back then. They've got better. They've improved since. Sure. They're a bit better now than they were. But 6 weeks ago, whatever, they were rubbish. They were at their lowest, and I've seen them in a long time. And we wouldn't have taken advantage of that at the time. Funnily enough, Liverpool have got better, but we've got a lot better. So I feel more optimistic.
Yeah, I mean, there is a sense in my mind. I think he had to go for it against Arsenal. He certainly had to in the return leg against Ghent because it was so evenly contested in the first leg, and I think he had to go and get a result really against Bournemouth. So I do worry slightly that because we don't need to, we'll lead this way. But we've been actually the Bournemouth game. We didn't press from the front. We pressed once they got over the halfway line. But in the games preceding that, we were really pressing hard from the front. And I think if we do so again, there's an opportunity here to if he's playing, we'll have the teams in just a second, I'm sure. But there's an opportunity to sort of press and get a mistake or two out of Trent Alexander-Arnold. We'd much prefer him running the other way towards his goal than having time and space to run towards ours.
He's been playing centre mid recently, so we'll have to wait and see. I hadn't seen the fall of this game when we did the preview, but I watched the highlights back, and it's only the highlights, but you can see him in the centre midfield rather than right back. They're trying a bit of a hybrid with Trent, so it'll be interesting to see what they do tonight. The club have put a few match goals in a bit of a mood before the game, which was stupid. And
They've done what?
Some people now are in a bit of a mood going to the game because they've asked everybody for season ticket renewals and they bumped the prices up by 8%. So it was whoever decided to send that email out 2 hours before kickoff is just stupid. There's people tweeting and stuff about how they're really looking forward to the game, but they're not so much anymore because they're on the way to the game. West Ham just emailed saying your season ticket's going up by £100, by the way, for next season.
But the funny thing is with that is you can actually understand it because things are a lot expensive and all the rest of it. But the costs of that are not. It only rises with the rate of inflation. The bills for London Stadium. It's actually London Stadium that have to incur the costs of the additional utility bills and things like that. The 8% is. It's not in line with inflation, is it? So they're actually trying to take a little bit more off the fans there as well. So yeah, that's not too clever.
The West Ham starting 11 tonight. You'll be unsurprised to know it's unchanged from the team that beat Bournemouth 4-0. But I'll run through it anyway for those of you who can't recall. In goal is Lucas Fabianski with the back four of Vladimir Soufal, Kurt Zouma, Nathan Gerd, and Aaron Creswell. Declan Rice is in that centre midfield position alongside Thomas Souček and Lucas Paqueta. Jared Bowen on the right, Saeed Benrahma on the left, and Mikel Antonio as the striker.
Yeah, it's a worry, isn't it?
No, I'll be honest with you, Gonzo. It's got me excited.
You're not worried about anyone getting injured. That's what I'm saying.
I've got one or two small concerns, but at the same time, it's a bit like he's gone full strength. He's going for this. He wants to win this game, and we win tonight. We can play a second 11 against Palace if we wanted to. No,
you're absolutely right. I think I'm just worried about Antonio and or Zouma getting injured. Really, lot of games from 3 games in 6 days. A lot of games. So Matt, I'm glad he's taking it seriously. So Souček's not had a rest at all, has he? I think he did. He done lots of 90 minutes as well. Actually, last 2 or 3 games, I think. So it's not like he's always been subbing off. He can run forever anyway, Souček, can't he?
Yeah, I get why he's done it. It makes sense. I think this is him basically saying to these 11, if we do have a European final this year, it's your shirt to lose. This is the keeper we can debate because of the competition, but that's my back four, that's my centre 3, and that's my attacking 3. Between now and then, it's your shirt to lose kind of thing, which I don't mind. I think this Creswell starting over Emerson, I think, is maybe a bit of an indication as to who's ahead in the pecking order slightly for that role. The rest of them are picking themselves at the minute. That's David Moyes' first 9, if you like. We know it's his number 1 keeper. Whether he does it or not for the final, we don't know if we get there. But strong team. I get why he's doing it. I completely get why he's doing it.
So do I. I'm just worried. I totally comprehend his thinking. I just say, they look fatigued. They look like they were. Zouma always carries that natural limp, as we say. They just looked a bit, particularly those two. So hopefully we come through fine. He can't play Mabama up there though, because he obviously played yesterday.
There is, however, plenty of cover on the bench for West Ham this evening, which a quick glance is also unchanged from last Sunday. On the bench for the Hammers is Areola, as well as Emerson, Ogbonna, Downs, Cornet, Kerr, Fornals, Lanzini, and Danny Ings. So once again, Ben Johnson is the senior player to miss out from this squad today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's going to be tough, isn't it? Really, for whoever misses out, really. But it's just a strong
sorry for Fornals. He's been very patient. Comes on, makes a big impression, and don't know. I think you've got to capitalise on his individual momentum, if you like. For Fornals is one. Coming off that pitch, he would have felt a lot of relief, a lot of happiness, a lot of confidence, and I think we could have put him in the starting 11 for this one to try and give him the best chance of getting back into form, if you like. So that's the one I'm.
Yeah, but he's been the beneficiary of this as well. Fornals. There were times when Fornals was having absolute stinkers, and it didn't matter, and Benrahma couldn't get into the team. And we were saying that about Benrahma. Come on, he's come on for the bench. He's done well. It just takes Moyes he's like a sloth, isn't he? It takes him a very long time to do any of this stuff. So what we're seeing now is exactly what Fornals benefited from. He's just unfortunately on the receiving end now. Would take very, very, very long time for that tide to turn. But Benrahma needs to perform. But it's only us saying that. Moyes won't think that for the reasons that we said, in the same way that Fornals got 15, 20 games there when he probably needed a performance, and he didn't do so well. So it's going to be interesting. But I do feel Benrahma could do with an assist. But today it'd be nice. Could do a goal or an assist, that'd be sure.
Would you like to know the Liverpool starting 11?
Yeah, we better get to it, mate, haven't we, really?
The away team tonight looks as so. Alisson in goal for the Reds with out of possession, a back four of Trent Alexander-Arnold alongside Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson. Fabinho starts defensive midfield with Henderson to one side and Curtis Jones to the other. Salah on the right, Jota on the left and Gakpo up front for Liverpool.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's talent there, and there's some glaring weakness as well on the centre of the park, as you highlighted in the preview, and then Trent Alexander there. It's regardless of what he's playing, and I had seen it, and I have seen this hybrid role, and it's very much starting as back four and then sort of stepping inside and looking a little bit deeper. Whatever they think they're doing, it's not going to be entrenched yet. It's not going to be solidified. It's still a learning process. So I think there's something there that can be exploited. Why not? Look up to Ben Rama there. You say in possession, then let's get some possession ourselves and let's start running at him and making stuff happen. Which in terms going to make Matip have to run over and try and deal with things because Van Dijk will be on the other side, wouldn't he? But yeah, the central midfield that's not an impressive central midfield. He's I talk about us being slow. Fabinho's very slow. Henderson's very old, and Jones is not an established player in the team yet. So, but Jota's looked like he's come back from injury and come back well. I will say that, and Salah is picking up his goals. So it's obviously there's some very, very good players in that team.
It depends what Liverpool turns up, doesn't it? We've seen these players have stinkers this season, but we've also seen Salah be world class. We know Jota can be. Gakpo, I don't think we've seen the best of him at Liverpool yet. I mean, I'm not sure we will this season. But that defence is definitely there to be got at. Like you said, Alexander-Arnold, whether this new role works out for him or not long term, the fact of the matter is it's only his third game playing it. So there's always going to be teething problems. I'm disappointed that Matip started. I was hoping Konate was going to continue playing there because I do feel he's commits a lot of fouls. I think he was somebody I was looking forward to Antonio getting at, actually. I think Matip's probably the wise move from Klopp in that defence there. But it still does give us, if Alexander-Arnold does drop in and try and create like a double pivot with Fabinho, it does mean there's space somewhere else on the pitch, which is behind Salah down that channel. That's where Said Benrahma has got an important job to do tonight. And I hope we've got a plan for this. I hope we've got a plan for Alexander-Arnold, because in the first half I felt against Arsenal we didn't have a Scooby-Doo what to do with Kieran Tierney. He kept coming inside and Bowen was going with him. Xhaka that was then going out on the left, and Souček was a bit like, technically that's my man, but he's still on the touchline, so do I go out with him to stay in here kind of thing? And in the second half I felt like we sorted that, and Paqueta pushed forward a little bit and said, right, okay, now Paqueta's going to go in that role. Bowen, you don't come inside anymore. Paqueta's going to go out there. Souček, you just worry about Xhaka. And I felt like we took advantage of sort of Kieran Tierney's role. So I hope we've got a plan for what Liverpool have been doing with Trent Alexander-Arnold recently, in and out of possession. Somebody needs to be getting on him. Like I said, against Forest, I've only seen the highlights, but certainly against Leeds United, his passing from that deep position was fantastic. It really, really was. He dictated the game for Liverpool from that area, so you can't allow him to get on the pitch. So get on the ball. So we need a plan, and we need to get him sorted tonight. The bench for Liverpool as is follows. We've got Keller on the bench as well as Joe Gomez. We've also got Thiago, Milner, Elliott, Smikas, Diaz, Nunez, and Fabio Carvalho.
Yeah, he's not not pulled up many trees, is he? Carvalho.
I think he's on his way out. I've seen reports suggesting that he could be flogged.
Well, not literally, not that in the street. Does you mean sold?
No, sold.
Yeah, it's not been that bad. I mean, you sometimes say these players deserve punishing, but that'd be a step too far.
But there's some strong bench for Liverpool. I mean, look at it. Gomez, Smikas, Thiago Milner, Elliott, Diaz, just some top players on there. Defensively, look a little bit light defensively. I suppose they've got right back and centre back cover with Gomez, and Smikas covers left back. Thiago's inevitably going to come on at some point, as is Nunez, and he'll be itching to get Diaz more minutes as well. It feels low. Have they got 9 subs there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, there is. It just felt quite light. Maybe it's because they've all got small names.
It's a good job he didn't ask the troll. I mean, he can't spell, so he probably can't count either. So I'm glad you did the counting then, Gio.
Anyway, that's your West Ham team and your Liverpool team for this evening. Myself and Gonzo now are going to compile a little bit, and if it wins, we'll give one of you the winnings. Is there anything you're fancying for said bet?
Yeah, I'm going to go for a West Ham win. Why not?
Who do you fancy to score?
Oh, that's a good one, isn't it?
I reckon. See, Bowen's due one. Bowen feels like his performances have deserved a goal, but he's not got it yet. So I feel like he's on the verge of scoring. Antonio's now got 3 and 2, though, but he will only play an hour. He doesn't have 90 minutes in the tank.
Well, another Declan Rice goal, we thinking?
You want a Declan Rice goal?
I don't know. I was thinking either Rice or Paqueta.
We'll chuck it in. We'll chuck it in.
It as well.
Is there anything else you fancy in this one? Anyone for shot and target for either team, or?
We do a Henderson shot off target.
You cannot do a Henderson.
Oh, okay. That's a shame. What about? Oh, what about a Paqueta card?
A what? Sorry.
A Paqueta card.
A Paqueta card. Right. Let's whack that in. I don't mind that. He's good for it. That'll do. There you go. That's your bet. 300. Oh, we'll bump it up. 350 quid. For 3 things to happen. If these 3 things happen, someone's winning 350 quid. West Ham to win the match, Declan Rice to score a goal, and Paqueta to get booked. To enter in the live chat, please put the following phrase.
Well, as you all know, the Netherlands is a low-lying land, and we're going to take homage from that old Dutch fable about the dam, the dike that was overflowing, and the fable with the boy that stopped Holland getting flooded. So it will be plug the dike.
Plug the dike. There you go. Get that into the live chat and you're entered. And should that bet win, one of you will get 350 quid. Gonzo, you've seen both teams. How you feeling?
Oh, yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about it. I am. I'm pleased he's picked a team. It's just my little residual worries about injury. And there's not absolutely. Wow, they all came out at once. They all bang. Millions of plugging the dikes all happened at once. Brilliant. Well done. Everyone's joining in. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm worried about. I thought Antonio looked a bit leggy. I've got to be honest with you. Even though we won 4-0, as I mentioned, against Bournemouth, I thought the front 3 didn't particularly fire. But those are just they're just little concerns with West Ham fans. We overly worry about these things. So I'm feeling pretty good about it, mate. I think we'll attack, and I do think we'll go for it, really.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think in some ways, if Moyes had rotated, it's a bit like damned if you do, damned if you don't here, David Moyes. He puts out his first team. There's what about fatigue and injuries, which I get. But if he rotates too much, it's a bit, you're not taking this one seriously, are you, Moyes? We're not out of it just yet. So he's in a bit of a predicament, but he's going with a team that's scoring lots of goals. There's a lot of players in form tonight. I was going to say Moyes knows that Zuma and Antonio need to be looked after, but he's shown in the past a couple of times where he does play them a little bit too much. But Antonio's actually had a really good injury record for a considerable amount of time now. Yeah. He has shown himself to be quite reliable. He hasn't missed that much football through injury in what feels like this season and last season. We're right at the end of this one, so he's been available for majority of it. So perhaps his situation has improved. We're just used to him being injured for so long that we just assume he's. But like you said, against Bournemouth, he did look tired. He did look a little bit.
Speaking of injuries, didn't Leonardo have a damaged Achilles?
He had to damage something.
He did. He had his legs up. He had his feet up on the coffee table last time during the last game. Probably hasn't repaired. Not that quickly. It's all down to vegetables and ice baths. Apparently, not Leonardo's injury. Antonio's injury record. Vegetables and ice baths.
He cut out the red meat as well.
Well, of course, you would do if you're only eating vegetables.
I didn't. I thought you were just saying he was eating certain vegetables rather than only vegetables.
I know it's vegetables and ice bath. He's not eating the ice bath. He's eating the vegetables, to be clear. Just I don't want anyone to do this at home. I don't want West Ham Chat to get sued. You don't eat the ice bath. You eat the vegetables and then get in the ice bath. But make sure you get out before you die as well, just so we're clear. I don't want to be responsible for that.
I eat vegetables with my meat. Maybe
Yeah,
not quite
yeah,
the same. You can tell, but
yeah,
anywho.
yeah. That's not what you told me the other day when you told me what you'd gone and eaten out the fridge and what your tea was the other day. There weren't many vegetables in that, to be fair.
No,
It wasn't much of a dinner at all, actually.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Do you want to know something interesting? It's unrelated to West Ham. Bruno Fernandes is a bit of a doubt for Man United's game tomorrow night. So if Fernandes misses tomorrow night's game through injury, it'll be the first time he's ever missed a game through injury in his professional career.
Wow.
Which is ridiculous.
Wow.
He's missed one game for Man United and he was ill. But even before Man U, he's not missed a game through injury.
Wow. So he's been on the vegetables in the ice bath as well then. Yeah, that Leonardo? That's the guy you want to cut. You want to have your, that'll help you out with your metatarsal Achilles injury thing.
Anyway, West Ham, very happy with that. Liverpool, it's as expected a little again. I think there's an opportunity for us to win the battle of midfield tonight. But like I said, I do think a lot of it hinges on how we do deal with the Alexander-Arnold thing. But at the same time, you can even switch it around and say, well, what's Liverpool going to do if we leave Benrahma out on the left? What happens if we do something else in the middle of the pitch, which says Benrahma's pretty much free or whatever? I do think Antonio will. I think Antonio prefers the left channel to the right channel. I don't know why. I just do. I've just got this theory that Antonio prefers going down that way and cutting in rather than going down the right-hand side. Possibly because Jared Bowen's over there. Maybe that's why he tends to go to the left. But that will suit us down to the ground. That's where the space will be tonight, out there. Aaron Creswell, I think, is the player to play left back in order to give the ball to Antonio down that channel.
Sure.
He's also probably the best left back for Salah to play against, though. So it comes with risks. But yeah, I'm happy, Gonzo. I'm actually really, really happy. I'm still feeling optimistic because I thought Moyes would play this team. I thought Klopp would play this team. We're very similar anyway. So my optimism's not really changed. Anyway.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting, mate. As I say, at least we go out there with a little spring in our step, and I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful, but I hope we start the game quickly. I would say that, Gio. I think that's. I don't want to give them any chance, any momentum. I want to make them sick that they've had to make the journey, and it must be quite. It's a team that competed on every front last season, as has been said numerous times. Competed in every game. I mean, they played in every final they could have played in, and it's going to be a little bit of a come down for some of those players who would have felt when you're close to being named the best team there's ever been, which is what would have happened if they'd have won the quadruple. When you're close to being named that, I think it's probably a little bit hard to sort of have a little climb down and start battling out to qualify for the Conference League. We don't mind the Conference League. We're quite happy with it at West Ham, but they probably don't want to be here tonight. Do you know what I mean? They probably don't want to be. They'd rather be. They're probably looking at the other game. Is it at the Etihad tonight? The big one, is it?
It is, yes.
Yeah, they're probably looking at that game and they're probably thinking, hold on, we could, we deserve to be in that. We should have been in that. It should have been a 3-horse race, or we should have been Arsenal, or whatever they might have been thinking. They'll certainly be looking at it thinking, why are we battling it out with West Ham to try and hopefully make sure we get in the Conference League or at best Europa League? So I hope we make it uncomfortable for them. Is what my point is.
Now it's time to hear what you lot think. If you're watching live, please get your thoughts in about the West Ham team, Liverpool team, any major hopes or any major worries you may have ahead of tonight's game, but not your score predictions. Please do not put them in. Just give us your thoughts, your opinions based on tonight's game. And also make sure you've entered the poll, which is in the live chat. 4 options to select from. Which one of them reflects your opinion on West Ham's starting 11? Closest, please. And Charlie will give us the results when he joins us in a little bit. Hammer 1999 says, their right side is what concerns me most. Salah likes to maintain width and loves cutting in, and Creswell isn't great at defending against an inside forward cutting in, so I'm not sure what to think. The one thing I will say, he handled Saka fine.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I think the thing is with Cresswell, he's had a long rest. He had the World Cup because obviously he didn't go. And he's also after the World Cup, it was probably about 5 weeks, 6 weeks where possibly Emerson was in the team. Emerson was first choice. Cresswell's had a long rest for Cresswell. And he's probably the going to have benefited from that, particularly at his age. Cresswell got to this stage last season. He was cream crackered. You saw that. Look at the mistakes he was making towards the end of the season. That's not happened this one. He's had a long old rest. I guess you probably, that in itself makes a good case for the old winter break and all the rest of it, doesn't it? Which a lot of people, we spoke about Klopp talking about it earlier, didn't we, Geo, in the breakfast show? But he may be the beneficiary of that. Maybe he's fresh enough that will carry him to the rest of the season. And you know what? If he carries on getting assists and the qualities that he's got going forward, and if he's got the girds inside him, if you pardon the expression, just playing to the to his right, let's put it that way, then he's got a ton of pace, isn't he, to try and to sort of help out there, really. So hopefully they sort of might complement each other.
Alex says, got a feeling we won't lose tonight. Will says, hope we win for many reasons, but also to see Klopp sulk in the post-match interview. Taylor says, Benrahma started over for Niles is a complete joke. Dan says, definitely think we can win this game, got to go at them. While Dom says he's reasonably happy, but I still question Souček, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt for tonight. Also, really think we should be going down the Areola route now for the future. Artist, yes, Cornet is on the bench this evening. Connor's excited to see Paqueta could create bags of chances, while Scarborough's got him in his fantasy league team and is hoping for a Paqueta goal. Hammer Boy said, optimistic, bold team, but risk worth taking. We're taking it as long as we win. Well, that's just it, really. It's all sort of the result will justify the selection, or if we get an injury and we lose the game, then it's a little bit.
Yeah, I don't blame him for going for it. I really don't. I really don't. Get this out of the way. He does this and it works, then we really can concentrate on Europe. And actually, it does afford us a lovely opportunity. If we were to get safe today, even if it wasn't mathematically, well, let's say more or less, right? More or less. It does actually give them an opportunity to give people like Flynn Downs the games that they probably need. Some of the squad that don't, to maybe get Johnson a bit of confidence back, but also to put one or two of those lads who did so well last night, even if it's not directly into the starting lineup, to put them on the bench with a view to bringing them on and giving them 45 minutes here and there. That would afford him a lovely, lovely opportunity to do that.
Andy said, I'm confident we're going to win, but we'll have to get that at them and rattle them early. Ricky's dad says, an increasing confidence will play its part tonight. Pagan says, I think it's going to be a battle. Both sides have a good reason to win. Acid also wanted to see Fornals ahead of Saeed Benrahma. Jordan says, it feels like a game that's there to be got at. Aggression, direct play and concentration. My gut feeling is we can win this.
I like it.
Amy asks if she's crazy for being confident.
Yeah, crazy thing, Amy. Yeah, no, not at all.
Says, I think it's more about helping Cresswell, not letting him defend all on his own. Defend as a team and help each other. No one's one-on-one. Let's have a little look. Colin Wood says Cresswell's used the rest to get his hair even more perfect. He always does have perfect hair, doesn't he?
It is excellent. It doesn't move. He's got some serious lacquer on there, hasn't he?
Well, no longer takes him.
Well, I think it's just one comb. It's one comb, but he's got so much product on there, so much pomade or whatever it is, right? It's just, and it goes rock hard. It's old-fashioned gel. It's 1980s gel. That's what he's got on there.
Mikey says, guys, you think Cresswell's going to be our weakest link tonight? Fornals should have started, as he's got a good record against Liverpool. I'm going 2-2 tonight, and we're going to have 2 penalties.
Yeah, there's a lot of love for Cresswell, and you can understand it with his Scorpion. What's that?
Fornals, not Cresswell.
Yeah, good point. Well said.
Papa says, happy enough with the lineup. Just hope we carry on with the positive play. Andy said he's suffering from the season so far syndrome, so we'll be happy with a draw. Thomas reckons Henderson starting in order to keep Lucas Paqueta quiet. Martin says it's about time we saw Souček get on the score sheet with a header. Yeah. Amanda says they are riding a wave of confidence, so we'll go for it again. Frustrated with Benrahma. I will think he plays better when Moyes is on his case.
That's interesting, isn't it? That's interesting because he's been getting the encouragement recently rather than the rollicking, actually. That is an interesting one.
So we need Moyes to bully Benrahma again.
Yeah.
1999 says Buzzing Kanate isn't playing. Think he'd have dealt well. I don't think so.
It's not that. I think he's so brutish. I think he might have. I was worried about him injuring Antonio. I did too much of a physical battle. I'm far happier about Matip and Antonio. This skinny.
Major said, good result last night with Leicester and Leeds drawing, while Mancunian says people are a lot more positive than before the Arsenal game as something happened. Dino says, looking forward to seeing Antonio give Van Dijk some problems tonight. Tom says, as long as we play with tempo, fast build-up play, chance to make runs towards goal, we should be looking good. Simon said, I think we have a free swing tonight. The lads should keep doing the same as the last few games. Sai says, a draw today and a win on Saturday will be good enough. Glenn thinks it's our strongest side. Give the man a break. We'd all be moaning if he'd rotated. I've not seen anyone moaning, to be fair. No. I think everybody's quite okay with it. We'll get the poll results. I don't know what the poll results are. Charlie does it all. But I imagine
there's a few things about 4-0s, but I don't think it's moaning per se,
It's just an opinion, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a sporting thing. It's not,
Adam says, how many points would we be happy with in the next 2 games? He would take 4, gets to 38. I'd be happy with 2, to be honest with you.
That's actually right, isn't it, Geo? You're actually right. 2 would probably do it, 2 would probably do it. But yeah, 4 would be lovely.
It also keeps us 1 loss in 12, doesn't it?
Or somewhere in between 2 and 4, whatever that might be.
Yeah. Which one would you prefer to win? I think I prefer to win this one.
Yeah. This one now, because I think if that happens, then we sort of do rotate a bit for Palace. It's not quite as bad if we lose.
Scarborough says, I'm wondering if it's a West Ham thing, but the more I see the general confidence of the chat, the more I can see us getting beat. I think I'm okay with us getting beat. I say okay with us. I feel quite confident we're going to put in a good performance. So if we do lose, at the end of the day, if Liverpool turn up and all Liverpool players play 10 out of 10, the attitude's right, they should win. They've got better players than us. It's as simple as that. Also, they've got, I guess I'm thinking about our team. We've only really got, what summer signings have we got starting? Paqueta and Aguerd, that's all really. We've got 2 defenders.
And the player we've probably chased hardest and bid the most money for out of anyone, they bought. And they can't even get into their team. So that does show a little bit of a disparity there. So yeah, Joe, you're absolutely right. But we have got a little bit of a swagger at the moment. And Klopp did look a little bit moody, it has to be said, at his press conference.
Lewis says it's interesting how Moyes seems to treat Benrahma quite harshly, but now he plays him despite the poor form. It seems once a player wins Moyes over, he gives them extra chances.
I totally agree with that, by the way. Totally.
Acid said, I'm hoping Antonio upsets their keepers for corners again. Well, Phil Thompson was making a bit of a public thing about that. Phil Thompson, before the game, like 2-3 days ago, he was saying that Klopp needs to sort of warn the referee about Antonio at corners and get Alisson protected. Martin said, do you think we'll target Alisson again from corners and free kicks? But he hopes so.
Yeah. Oh, it's full of them, and that's the trouble with Sky. That it's full of those people, those top 6 pundits. So they just give it. You know what? I don't even care. I don't even care anymore. That's just become like, you got to tune it in. You got to tune in to watch the game. But yeah, I mean it's so biased, some of the stuff. But anyway, there you go.
Hammer Boy says, another chance for the players to beat a great team. More confidence. They are still decent and a big name, to say the very least. Completely agree with that. Can't complain too much for that one. Malik says they don't play well against teams like us. This game should be easier than the Arsenal game. I have a good feeling. We've done all right against Liverpool in the years, haven't we? I feel like we've picked up some good results. We were unlucky at Anfield earlier in the season as well.
Well, we did. We were awful. And then the last season at Upton Park, I think it was the last season, or was it maybe the season before? Well, whatever. It's 2015, something like that. We turned it around a bit, but before that, we were. I'm telling you,
50
we were
years,
awful for 30
years. 52 years
it
or something.
It was awful.
1-3-0. Lanzini, no ball. Who else scored that game?
I don't know, but I think we played them that season three or four times. We definitely drew them in the cup once. We might have even drawn them in the cup twice. We played them 3 or 4 times that season as well.
Sacco, that's it.
We sort of turned the tide, didn't we, a little bit? So they're not quite the bogey. But I always remember Everton being the bogey team, and we were beating them a few times in recent years as well. We never used to. There's something about that city actually. We never used to get anything from the Liverpool teams.
Completely forgot about this. Allison said he hates playing against Antonio. He described Antonio as the most frustrating player to deal with in an interview. Correct, you did, Adam. Thank you for that. That was with BT Sports. I remember it now.
Why is he interviewing him?
You what?
So he's the most difficult player to deal with in an interview. Doesn't matter.
Oh, dear. Maybe he was on the podcast.
There you go. Just can't interview the guy.
Mental said, I'm quite confident, need to play like we did against Bournemouth. Sean said, at the end of the day, it depends how Liverpool play rather than us. Hopefully, they are overconfident. Gonzo, you said in the preview 3-1. Are you sticking with that?
Yeah. Although we want 2-1, don't we, for our bets?
Yeah, we do. We do want that.
A couple of cheeky bets, myself and Geo.
Right, for you guys in the live chat, 3 things now. First of all, can you drop a like on the video by clicking the thumbs up button? Helps out the channel, helps out this video. This specific video helps out. So if someone comes onto YouTube and types in West Ham Liverpool, this is the #1 result. Second of all,
tell us a second thing. Tell us a second thing.
To subscribe to the channel by clicking the big red subscribe button if they haven't done so already.
You got a third? Did you say 3?
Yeah.
Go on, tell us the third one.
Get your score prediction into the live chat. Sorted. There you go. Get them in. And thank you to Scarborough Hammer, who has said 2-1. Paqueta at the double. I'm still fancying 2-1 goals. I'm sticking with it.
Imagine that. Yeah.
I think Bowen's scoring, though.
Yeah. Doesn't matter if our bet's coming.
No.
Hey, probably won't even. Probably won't even get a review.
No, you didn't. And Malik says 2-1. Gerd and Declan. Stephen says 2-2. While Andy says 3-1 West Ham. 1999 says 2-2. Major says he subscribed to the channel 7 years ago. Bless him.
Thank you, Major.
Carl's 2-1. Spency's 2-2. Ricky's dad's 1-1. Gary's 2-2. Cockney Boy is going for 2-0 to the Hammers. John said Van Dijk will pass Antonio on. He's bottled it against him before. Gads reckons 4-1 with Van Dijk getting sent off. Arthur is going for 2-2 as well. While Declan says Paqueta's going to show his quality. 3-1. Rice to score again. Just one more year. Brad from Oz says 2-1. While Fife from Scotland says 1-1. And Gartsey from England maybe says 1-0. Chris, don't know where you're from, says 4-2. Gary says 5-0 while Pooley's going 2-1 with Jared Bones scoring. Dan is 2-2. Lewis is 2-2. And that is definitely the most popular score prediction thus far. So there you go. And there's confidence. There's not many Liverpool. There's not many losses being predicted here. I like it. There's a lot of positivity, but 2-2 is by far the most common score predicted. Here you go. Richard 2-2. Chris 2-2. Adam 2-2. Andy 2-2. Papa 3-1. So there's a lot of positivity. I'm liking it. The only thing I will say is I'm sort of in my head going, so I'm sort of telling myself, I think we'll win. I hope we win. But it's not the end of the world if we lose. I'm trying to just remain a little bit grounded, not get carried away.
Yeah.
And fingers crossed we can get something. I think a draw's if we can get a draw, I'll be happy. If we can get a draw tonight, I'll be really happy with that. It just sort of nudges us to being safe with quite a lot of games to play. Going into a winnable fixture against Crystal Palace as well. I'm good with that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, mate, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it should be a nice. I was going to say nice, relaxing one as much as you can. I mean, I think just a good mood because of the recent results, because of the lads last night. I think the stadium is going to absolutely be buzzing, and I just want us to go for it. I really want us to go for it tonight, and it would give us such huge momentum. Because we got good momentum anyway. It would push us right up there, and actually. You know, you mentioned Chelsea the other day. Actually, a win today could have us thinking, hold on, we might catch them there. Particularly, I mean, crikey, I spoke about Jurgen Klopp in his press conference. I don't know if anybody, why would you? But if anybody else watched Frank Lampard's press conference, you know, he is. I mean, he's not very good, is he? I think that's the problem. I think he's probably sussed out he's not very good. The press probably sussed out he's not a very good manager, and he's, you know, it just can't. I wonder if they sack the manager again. If they get rid of Frank between now and the end of the season, is that bad?
I mean, Tottenham sacked their caretaker manager, which is a first, surely. Amy rightfully points out Brighton are playing Nottingham Forest tonight, so fingers crossed Brighton can get us a result at the City Ground as well, just to make it a little bit more comfortable for us. Right, shall we get him on?
Get him on. Get him on.
He's ready. Charlie, how you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good. Can we get the results? I want the poll results because I think there's going to be good ones. I think there's going to be good numbers.
We asked, how do you feel about the starting 11? 1% of people said they were fuming, Geo. They were raging.
Hi, Pablo. Thanks for tuning in.
3% of people said it's poor. 36% of people were very happy. And 59% of people said it's very all right, which I think probably as an overall percentage is probably by far the highest it's ever been positive.
Yeah.
You combine the positive ones. I think it's by far the highest.
It's because Souček's been in good form for the last 2 or 3 games. So, like, you know, when some say they don't want Souček starting, I get it. But I feel like the midfield 3 is really functioning at the minute. Paqueta and Declan Rice are putting in really influential performances. And I think if you remove Souček from that, I think that's a bit of a gamble, actually. I think you risk upsetting the balance between the 3 of them. At the minute, we're seeing the best of Paqueta and we're seeing the best of Declan Rice. I think it's rare you can find a midfield 3 where you see the best of every single player every single game, bar the world-class ones like when Barcelona had Iniesta and Xavi and stuff like that. We are not at that level. So if we've got a player in midfield that's allowing Paqueta to be at his best and allowing Rice to be at his best, I'm okay with him. I'm okay.
Yeah.
The problem is when Paqueta and Rice aren't at their best, he becomes an issue. But while they're performing, I think he's just all right.
Yeah, I think it's also the fact that we're just on a roll with this exact 11, right? I think I said this last time before the show. I think I did on the build-up. But I'm pretty confident that this is... If you ask David Moyes, what's your strongest 11 or the 11 you have the most confidence is this exact 11? You know, we might all have specific players we change around, but I think this is his. And I think the fact that with this specific 11, we're on a good roll now, I think that just helps, right? It means that we know that this 11 on their day can definitely do something. It doesn't matter who they're against. They can definitely do something. We saw against Arsenal, who are this season a significantly better side than Liverpool. We can do this. And I think that's probably part of it as well, you know.
Let me just pop this up. Junior Fisher's on a roll. Look at that.
5-0.
Yeah.
Bold. Well, listen.
To be fair, right? He's been saying, wait. Let's backtrack. He's been pulling out some wild predictions. Who against Arsenal, son? 2-2. All right, okay. Again, 4-1, please, Dan. What about Bournemouth away? 4-0. I mean, they're pretty wild as well. So he's
yeah, maybe. Did you know when a World Cup's on and they like
he's not an octopus?
No, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, mate.
Yeah,
No, I'm sure he's not. I'm sure Junior Fisher's not an octopus, but he's got the old. The
octopus brain,
sixth sense, whatever. You know, he's got the. No, not an octopus. Whatever. Octopus very clever, apparently. Very intelligent.
Well, they can predict score predictions right in a World Cup.
They can. They know their football. That's for sure. And I'll tell you what, they can kick a few as well. But anyway, yes, 5-0. Yeah.
Anyway, right. Myself and Gonzo are going to disappear. I'll be back at half time. Charlie, over to you, my friend.
Thank you, Gio. Oh, Gonzo. Do you want to say you go on?
Good luck, Leonardo, on Tuesday for the old snip. That's not that, obviously, but the old operation is what I'm saying. Good luck to you, mate. Good luck to you. I'm rooting for you. Cheers, Charlie.
No worries. Enjoy yourself. There you go. I was very confused what Gonzo was saying now. I'm not going to lie. I didn't know what was going on with the snips. He starts talking about snips. I was scared. I was intimidated. It's fine. Good luck, Leonardo. And hello, good luck to everyone with your score predictions, which we will be finalizing and locking in soon enough. But before that, I hope you're all well. I hope you're good. I hope you're having a good day. And I hope you're feeling a little bit of confidence. We'll get into that now. Because on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the least confident possible, 10 being the most confident possible, how confident are you of a West Ham result today? I'm also going to put another poll in chat, just asking you what you think the result will be. Because I always find that interesting, you know. What will the result be? And we'll let that run for a while, probably into the game as well, as I inevitably forget. But give you those confidence levels, and we'll be running through those in a second as we look deeper into the team as well, given the fact that I've sort of seen it, but Geo put the West Ham lineup in the background today, so I barely read it. So I know it's the strongest 11, but I'd like to marinate in it a little bit, just marinate in it a little bit. So let's have a look at that. Where is the button? There's that. I need to see if this one works. It should be fine. There we go. We hit this. Look at this. Technology. What a time to be alive. West Ham lineup as such. Fabianski starts in goal for West Ham alongside Sufal, Zuma Aged and Cresswell in defence. We have Rice, Souček and Paquetá in midfield. with Benrahma, Bowen, and Antonio up front, as Geo said, unchanged. I'm well, thank you. I'm 2 games in a row where I'm not amazingly ill. What a time to be alive. Could only be a good thing. Could only be a good thing. My form picking up as the clubs does. But there are bells available. We'll be deeper into that. But yes, bells are available. 7, 6, 6.9, 8, 7, 8.4, 7, 10. Good to see you, Wally. Don't know what you're talking about. 6, 8, 7.85, 9, 6, 9, 50, 50, 7, 5, 6, 7, 8, 6, 6.5. A lot of confidence. 9 confident for once, says Andre. 7. Artus, good to see you. West Ham result, meaning not losing. Confident 8-0. It's whatever you feel like the result is. Whatever you would consider a result for West Ham, that's what we're aiming for. And I'll tell you what, there is a lot of confidence. You absolutely love to see it. Just a lot of it. When 5 is pretty much the lower ebb of the sort of the main bulk of it, because of course you'll have some outliers. Easy Kitchen, for example, is only saying a 2, but you'd imagine 5 is probably the lower ebb of the big bulk. That's a pretty confident bunch of people we are today. Amy, good to see you. Hope you're well. I'm good, thank you. I'm starting to recover a little bit, although my nose is still a little bit iffy. But I'm much better than I was, and I'm very happy about that. West Ham being great helps. Chuck, good to see you. Hope you're well, my G. Hope you're well. Hope you're having a good day. And Dan, coming through with a hopeful 69. You love to see it. You absolutely love to see it. The bench is something you also love to see because it's pretty strong. Again, we're putting together some strong benches at the moment. Areola, Emerson, Ogbonna, Downs, Cornet, Kera, Fornals, Lanzini, Danny, Ings. It's basically all the senior players that aren't starting, not including Johnson. But when you're looking at that side, that's a pretty strong bench. The one concern is obviously, there's 2 concerns, right? One concern is we don't have a right back on the bench. So it means Kera would have to come on there, as we saw in the last game, if we were to go that way. Equally, another concern would be probably the fact that, if Antonio gets injured, and that's something that Gonzo sort of brought up, right? The idea, I'll take that every day. The idea of Gonzo saying maybe we should rotate Antonio and stuff, because the truth is that without Antonio in this team, we're not going to do bits. We might still win. We might still fight our way through. We've seen that before, but realistically, he's the person who makes all of this tick. He's the person who makes all of this stuff tick. And so I always am a little bit worried he's going to get injured. But, because obviously if that happens, then you're going to see Danny Ings come on in this place and stuff like that. Outside of that, though, I'm really happy about this team. I'm really happy about the bench. And I feel like it's just working for us. Whether or not it works against Liverpool, which is obviously a different kettle of fish, is one thing. But actually, they're going to be coming at us. They're going to be wanting to make it happen. We just have to sit. We have to soak up that pressure. We have to hit him hard when we get the ball. I'm confident this 11 can do that. And that's the important thing. Sure, we could have made arguments for a couple of changes. Fornals is someone a lot of people would like to start. I love Pablo. I always have. I always will. He cried after scoring a scorpion kick. What a man. People might make the argument for Emerson over Cresswell, for example. People might make the argument of moving Souček out. There's arguments to be made about a couple of individuals in this team. But actually, by and large, as an 11, as a unit that have been going well recently, I'm not someone who says don't change a winning team. But right now, at this moment in time, do not change that winning team. Keep the vibe going. Keep the flow going. And, a result here, if we don't lose here today, that's big. If we could get a win, that's us probably safe from relegation, and also a huge confidence boost going into Crystal Palace, which would be, the icing on top of the cake. And then, of course, those European fixtures coming ahead. So a big result today, a big game today against a Liverpool side who aren't half bad themselves. Alisson starts in goal with Trent Alexander-Arnold, Matip, Van Dijk and Robertson in defence. We have Fabinho, Henderson and Jones in midfield with Jota and Salah either side of Cody Gakpo. Their bench, Kelleher, Gomez, Thiago, Milner, Elliott, Tsimikas, Diaz, Nunez and Carvalho. Again, a very strong team. A very strong bench. Good to see you, Lewis. Just wanted to say, it's a wonderful kind of day, Lewis. I hope you're well. Like I say, a very strong team, a very strong bench. Good to see you too, Sunnyverse. And one that is scary. It's definitely not it's definitely not something that fills me with confidence staring at it. But realistically, like I said in a bit 5-10 minutes ago, we took on Arsenal, who are a better side than this Liverpool team at the moment, who have been better all season. And not only did we take it to them, actually, I would make the argument that we bettered them. And so realistically, we should be able to go up against this side, and we should be able to make something happen. It just requires the performance that we've seen recently, and everything else. Yeah, honestly, genuinely, since Christmas, I got ill at Christmas, and I have not stopped being ill since then. It's just a longness, Amy. It's just a longness. I did not see the bicycle kick. I saw them talking about bicycle kicks and stuff in my headphones, and I have the BT Sport open, so I did see them talking about stuff when they're talking about the scorpion kick and whatnot. But I did not witness it properly. Dean, my G, what Dean says goes, everyone. Dean is one of the mods here. What Dean says goes. It's very important, including everyone going to Dean Marsh on Twitter and listening to the latest isolation mix. What Dean says goes. Speaking of watching the game, because of course it is on BT Sports this evening. It's excitingly on BT Sport 5. We have a good punditry team, good host today on the stream. Fortunately, I can't listen to it or watch it properly. But if you are looking for a way to watch the game, maybe you don't have BT Sport, maybe you're around the world and don't have access to the game, there are definitely ways you can do it. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. It's completely free to join. Lovely Hammers Chat West Ham community fans of all teams welcome. But more importantly, on the left-hand side, there's a bit there called Stream Links, in which you will find what you're looking for. Let's do sub bingo, ladies and gentlemen. We're about 15 minutes away from kickoff at this stage, and I would say we should start talking about that. This is, of course, the game where we predict when David Moyes will make his first substitution. You don't have to give me the name of the player, although I will just cheekily lob them on the bottom of the screen there in case you want to add a little bit of sauce to your prediction. It's just the minutes that count. Lee, good to see you, my friend. I hope you're well. I hope you're having a good day. Hope you have a grand old time. Thank you for joining into the stream yesterday, by the way. It's very kind of you. West Ham's bench is, like I say, it's strong. I'm going to go 69 as per usual. You know I have to. I have to do it. I can't not do it. And I'm going to say, thinking about it realistically, I'm going to say 69. And I'm going to say Ben Rama for 4 hours. I think that's probably the strongest one I can think of off the top of my head. Although I would like, part of me is vibing the idea of saying Antonio because we're going to be in the lead, which is madness. But part of me is feeling that. Stu, good to see you, sir. I hope you're well. Another person you should subscribe to. Do Disabled Team, an excellent niche channel, but do all Premier League content. Extra time, best show. We've got the Monday show now happening as well, which is like extra time, but on a Monday, thinking about what's happened over the course of the weekend. It's good stuff. It's good stuff, man. Just what you say goes, man. You know, just what you say goes. It is what it is. You know, it is what it is. I'm just putting it out there. Fred says, can win this if we hustle and don't let them settle defense suspect. Our defense got to be on point. Exactly. We definitely have the ability. We definitely 1000% have the ability. Longest case, Van Nistelrooy, Van Dijk. Good to see you, Wayne. I'm trying to remember how long Van Nistelrooy's was. I would dare to say Van Nistelrooy's. I remember him having quite a long face. You know? Rude Van Hat-trick, man. 82 minutes says Major. 79. 72 minutes, 4 hours on. 75th minute says Thomas. 67. 65th minute, as always, respectable. 63rd minute says Sam. 71. Ings for Antonio. Carl is saying 65th minute. 86th minute says Elan BD, who I'm only assuming is, of course, the striker that used to play for West Ham, the Brazilian Elan, who scored that diving header that one time. It's saying 69 minutes, 4 hours. Nice. 70th minute says Wayne. 60th, 69, 58, 75 minutes. 4 hours for any, just a bit of brown sauce, whatever sauce of your choice, you know, a bit of brown, a bit of red, whatever you're vibing. Could be a bit of, could be mustard. Is that a sauce? I don't know. It's a condiment. Is ketchup and brown sauce a condiment? There's a lot of questions to be answered that I'm not prepared to answer. 75 minutes, Benny for 4 hours. You have the 45th minute, 69, 59. Downs on for Souček, 57 minutes. Antonio for Ings, 63. Downs says Sam. 60th minutes says Lee. What a prize for winning sub bingo. Do you know what? I never keep track of it. I've been meaning to come up with a system of keeping track of it, and there are definitely ways I could have done that, but I'm both forgetful and busy, and I forget and get really busy every single time. I'm also not very smart. So at some point, I'll come up with a way of doing it. The idea in my head, maybe next season, maybe over the summer I'll make a statement because I'm going to rejig the graphics and stuff. Maybe over the summer what I'll do is I'll come up with a way of keeping track of it, and then there'll be like a leaderboard for people who get closest or something, like a Hall of Fame wall type thing. I need to do that for Hamalytics as well on the Patreon, patreon.com/HamersChat if it's something you want to look into. Ings with a 66 minutes, says Charlie Grant. Mighty Lou, 69 minute downs for Paqueta, 36 minutes, says Stephen Russell. Minty, my friend, there is definitely a way you can watch the stream if you're looking for it. It's of course on BT Sport 5 in the UK today, but if you're looking for a way to watch it, there are definitely ways you can do that. Like I say, I think this is going to be a big game, and it's a difficult one to predict because it could be either way. And in about 5 minutes' time, I will be looking for your final score predictions where we lock those bad boys in. However, just in general, I think it is going to be quite a difficult one to predict because it could really go either way. I believe and trust us to put in the performances that we've seen. And I think, as a couple of people have said, realistically, if we put in the performances that we have done recently, then there definitely is a chance of going and getting something from this game, whatever that might be. I'm looking at the, for example, what would a result be poll at the moment, and it's pretty close. I'm interested to see how that one ends up playing out. But realistically, I'm pretty confident that as long as we put that effort in, we'll get a result out of this. It's just about what are Liverpool going to turn up? How are they going to approach the game? And can we continue those levels? That's the biggest thing, and actually that's the massive thing here. Because as Geo said, to some extent the result is what it is, right? Like, it's Liverpool. It's a difficult team. It's not one of the big 3 points that are massively, massively necessary for our survival for the rest of the season. It's not one of the do or die situations. And so actually, if we lose this game, that's not the end of the world. What would be the end of the world is if we don't put in the performance levels that we know and have been recently. And we're dicing with death a little bit without rotating, but equally, I think we have to keep this 11 going. We have to keep them pushing. We have to keep them pressing and making it happen. That's kind of my vibe on the situation. Stephen with the £5 since the full-time fund. Thank you very much, Stephen. That's very kind of you. Can you give me a shout out? I retire on Friday. Biggest achievement. Surviving West Ham away days in the 70s. Probably true. Congratulations on your retirement, my friend. First of all, I'm very jealous, as someone in their 20s, and the way the retirement age keeps going up, I'm probably never going to manage it. I'm also in a statement where I have to sort of deal with my own money. I don't have it. It's going to be a badness for me. So I'm very jealous. But congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. I also survived West Ham away days in the 70s was probably a huge effort on your part. But congratulations. Can everyone in chat, by the way, give Stephen a congratulations, because that's a big moment. And thank you very much for the £5. That's very kind of you, sir. That's very, very kind of you. Big retirement vibes, man. Maybe, hopefully, we can see it through with a big dub. That's the goal, anyway. That's the goal. But with just under 10 minutes to go, do you know what? I would usually ask a little bit later than this, but let's look in those score predictions, shall we? We've spoken about the teams. We've spoken about the subs bench. We've spoken about what substitutions could be possible. We've been speaking for about an hour at this point, in which case I should ask you to lock in those score predictions. No more flip-flopping, none of that nonsense, right? We're going in and we're making it happen. What is the score going to be? Let's put something on the line here, ladies and gentlemen. And while you do that, hit the like button, because it helps us out massively. It pushes up those search rankings. It means if someone types in West Ham Liverpool, we'd be the first thing that comes up. It helps us out a huge amount. And while you're down there, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos, because we were the only West Ham channel last season to do a watch along every single game without fail. We do it all of the time. We are here, even for the FA Cup Youth Final. Last night, myself and Geo were here doing it, celebrating Gideo Kadua's unbelievable 35-yard chip or whatever it was, and the amazing performance from all of the young players, some of whom I'm quite hopeful we'll be able to see potentially towards the end of the season if we can get a good result here, good result against Crystal Palace. With a bit of rotation, we might be able to see some of those amazing youth players come through, and it was an amazing performance. So if you should get involved. You should get involved, because all these things happen. Let's have a look at some of these score predictions. Let's lock some of those in. I want to retire. I'm 15. Minty, mate, preach. Minty, mate, preach. Can't wait to be watching Charlie myself. Yeah, listen, if I'm still here, if YouTube's still here in 70 years, is maybe a bigger thing. Imagine that. Watch along in the 70s, in our 90s. if I make it to my 90s, I'm going to be having a good time. I'm going to be having a good time. Whether that happens, always yet to see, but we'll see. We'll see. Lots of congratulations to Stephen in the chat. You love to see it. You love to see it. 1-1-2-2 says Dover. We have 3-0 West Ham says Sargent. 1-1 2-1 West Ham. Liverpool are vulnerable. 2-1. Oh my God, Stu. Stu and Ryan, I hope you're both right. Mr. Man says Rice Screamer outside the box and Fornell's header. 2-2. 1-1 2-1 West Ham. 3-1. A tight 2-1 double to us. We will win 4-1. 4-1 to West Ham. 2-2. Stephen, genuinely, congratulations, my friend. Thank you. I'll put your name up in the thing in a second. 2-2, 2-1, 2-1, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-0, West Ham, Bowen, Antonio 1. There's so much confidence coming from this chat right now, and I am absolutely, I'm giddy for it. I'm living for it. 2-1 to West Ham, 2-1 to West Ham, 2-2, 3-1, a crazy 3-2, 1-1, 2-2, says Mike's Vintage Fashion. I think 2-1 to the Hammers. Mrs. thinks 3-3. I'll take either of those scores. A 3-3 sounds like a barnstorming game, so I'd equally say no. I can't lie. Lee, why you got to do this to me, Lee? Lee says 4-0 to Liverpool. Lee, how dare you, sir? How dare you come in here with realism? 4-1 to West Ham says P-Gads. 1-1, 4-3, 3-2, 2-1. 2-1, 0-0. 2-1 to us. 3-1 West Ham. 2-2. My God, I'm not sure, Lewis. I'm not sure. I obviously saw Declan Rice and Mark Noble there. I'm not sure if Moyes was or not wasn't, to be honest. 3-0 to Rice. Hat trick is bold, Chris, and I'm loving it. Glass half empty, 1-1. See, if you're talking a glass half empty and we're still getting a 1-1 out of it, and that's a big result. That's a big result. 3-0. I'm loving the absolute confidence from the chat. I would happy to survive until halftime. Major's kind of coming through the vibes. Not vibes I disagree with, if I'm being honest, because when you look at it, and I'm super here for the confidence levels that everyone's got. And for me specifically, I'm confident of putting in a performance. That's the thing I care about. The performance. As long as we get a good performance out of this, that's all I want. The results, listen, if they come, it'll be a beautiful thing. But the performance is what matter most to me. If we can get a draw, I'll be happy as long as the performance is there. If we can get a win, but there's no performance, obviously I'll be buzzing, but that's a bigger concern for future times. I'm going to say, as we lock these score predictions in, I'm going to go with, sort of scrolling through these final ones, just sort of trying to take it all in, to marinate on it a little bit. I'm going to say, not just miss the penalty. My God, you hate to see it. Save, flipping it. You hate to see it. I'm going to say, why has Jared Bowen got headphones on? I'm going to say, screw it. We're going for it. 2-1 West Ham. I feel the vibes and we're going in. We're locking in all those score predictions, ladies and gentlemen. I've gotten overexcited. Everyone's excited. I'm excited. It's too strong for me. I don't know what to do anymore. It's probably, my head is saying 1-1. My head is saying 1-1. But screw it. We're going with the vibes. 2-1 West Ham. Let's go. I missed this. I want to see this. Big confidence 3-1 says Rowan. Big up, Charlie. Thank you much. And big up everyone for joining. Like I said, if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, hit the bell notification button, hit the like button because it helps us out massively. And of course, there is a timer in the top corner. Not there. There we go. Should know this. I've been doing this for literally years at this point. There is a timer up here in this corner which says exactly how far behind you will be, because I probably will be a little bit. I'm of course watching on BT Sport 5, but when you watch that through the official BT Sport player, for some reason it's delayed. I don't understand why the technology doesn't exist for it to be in time, but it isn't. So I will be ever so slightly behind you. However, having said all that, there are definitely ways you can watch it if there aren't ways you want to. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Lovely Hammers chat, West Ham community, fans of all clubs welcome, but more importantly, there's a bit there called Stream Links on the left-hand side in which you will find what you're looking for. West Ham United at home to Liverpool in the Premier League. A big match. not one that's make or break, but certainly you feel like with the role we're on, it's definitely possible for us to finish this Premier League season with a bit of aplomb. A win here would see us, I dare to say, probably safe and out of that relegation battle for good. I think we move up to 12th if we get a win here. But of course, a massive Liverpool side who are trying to get as many points. They've still got stuff to play for, I believe, up their end of the table regardless. So both teams wanting this. No one on the beach as of yet. Big match. One more year to Declan Rice, I say. We'll see. I suspect he's going in the summer. But hey, listen, if he wants to stay, he wants to stay. There are, of course, bells available, ladies and gentlemen. They are around. We've got quite a few available in the fridge. I think it's 3 or 4. So hey, if the bell call happens, the bell call happens. Yeah, I was wondering about this. Why did he have headphones on in the first place? I'm not sure. Are they still on? Is he on pitch? I'm not sure. I'm not sure what's going on there. I'm not sure what's going on there at all. West Ham for me is safe. I think we are probably safe as well. But you just want to get a couple more points, right? I know people look at the other teams, like people are looking at Forest today and looking at what they do. For me, it's just all about what you do yourself, and I think we are probably safe. Who's going down? Let me look at what the table looks like right now, just in case. The match will be kicking off in just a moment's time. I'll, of course, put the timer on when we are underway on my screen, so you know exactly where we're at. I would say probably Southampton. I'm going to say Southampton, Everton, and Leicester. It's a bit of a bold one, but I'm going to say Southampton, Everton, and Leicester. And there we go. We are underway. Come on, you Irons. Deploy the boys. It's time to run 2 things. It's Liverpool versus West Ham United at the London Stadium. Big game, big battle. Bowen's headphones are now off. We can confirm that. Ben, good to see you, my G. If you've ever used the link in the Discord, make sure to thank this man. Also, if Ginge rocks up, you can thank Ginge as well. But this man puts in the shift, my G. Puts in the shift. We got the flames out. Feeling pumped, bro. I'm feeling excited. I've gotten overexcited and I've predicted a win. I don't know what's going on with me. I'm a very dour human being. I'm a very dour human being. I don't know what's going on. If we start gelling and keep smashing in the goals, will Rice stay? I think he's definitely going. I look, his I think 3-0, sorry. Tommy Cooper, that's fine. Just like that, that's calm by me. I think that's sort of where my head was saying certainly a Liverpool win. But I've sort of distracted myself into a West Ham one, I think. I feel like I'm distracting myself into a West Ham win. I feel like I should back out of it, but I've locked it in now. You can't now. You've locked it in. There's nothing else you can do. You're there, and that's where life is at. Liverpool early doors on the ball, making it happen, trying to find the way forward. What's the conversation about this new system that Liverpool are playing? Essentially, it's kind of a 3 at the back. It's kind of what Manchester City did with the inverted fullbacks, except specifically with Trent Alexander-Arnold, giving him that sort of ball playing ability that he has, allowing him to sort of move around the pitch and find space and play where he wants, and shifting Liverpool's defense sort of across one step to the right-hand side to a back 3, nullifying that sort of threat that they've had the entire year of down that right-hand side when Trent Alexander-Arnold would get forward. I'll be seeing how, like I said, I'll be interested to see how West Ham deal with it. At the moment, Liverpool have just sort of kept possession for most of the game so far. Jones trying to find Jota, can't quite manage it. West Ham in their own box, trying to defend right now. Soufal's clearance bounces off a Liverpool player, and it's going to be a West Ham throw deep into our half. Yeah, I agree. I agree. That's the future's problem, but I do agree with you. Ritesh, my G, hope you're well, sir. Hope you're having a good day. Coming through with a 3-2 prediction. You love to see it. You love to see the confidence. Chat, by the way, Ionix, chat very confident right now. Looking at, again, we've got a poll currently going. What will the result be? Currently, West Ham winning, 50% of people believe that's going to be the case. 34% are saying draw, 16% saying Liverpool win. I'll let it go a little bit longer, but some big confidence from chat tonight. You really want to get solidly involved, and I have apparently by saying we're going to win. Concerningly, Dave with the £2. Thank you very much, sir. Acid D Punch Drunk Gaming, of course. 2-1 locked in for the win. I've locked it in now. That's the locking in mechanism. It's been locked in, and now I'm here for it, and I have to back it wholeheartedly. You have to back the beef, but 2-1 is where I've gone. 2-1 is where I'm gone. West Ham pressing Liverpool's back line. Oh, Jarrod Bowen, that's a good interception. It's a good opportunity to cross the ball in towards Mikel Antonio. Just over the top. I think there might have been a hint of offside as well if he did manage to get onto it, but really nice work, just pressing Liverpool's back line. We've seen when we've come up against top teams who want to try and sort of play out from the back like that, we've actually done really well. Mikel Antonio might have just been onside. It was very, very tight against Fabinho. But we've seen us make a habit of causing problems like that. And Ben Rama, again, doing the exact same thing on the opposite side, winning a throw-in, or losing out a throw-in just very soon, but putting it on them. We've seen ourselves capable of doing that and almost jumping in and stealing a goal from underneath him, which would be a beautiful thing. Good evening, Kevin. Hope you're well. I'm good. Like I say, my nose is still a little bit blocked, but not that much. Not that much. I'm scarily getting a little bit better now. Starting to find a little bit of momentum in the old illness front towards the end of the season, right as West Ham pick up some. Trent finds a nice ball out to Robertson. Kurt Zouma hooks that one away a little bit awkwardly, but he gets it away, and that's the important bit. Yeah, but I'm not too concerned. That's what you expect from this sort of game. 14% possession compared to their 86 in the opening 5 minutes of the game. That's exactly what you'd expect, if we're being honest. Big main forward for Liverpool's corner, though. Robertson to take it from the left-hand side. Thankfully, straight into that front man of Thomas. I think it was Sofao who gets pushed by Jota and wins a free kick. That's basically going to be a goal kick. Yeah, that possession stat's not entirely surprising to me. It's sort of exactly what I would expect in this scenario. Realistically, you're talking about a team who are very good versus us, and we secede possession to everyone. It's been one of the things that I found interesting in the conversations that have happened around West Ham in the last couple of weeks. The idea of going for it. And I haven't seen us go for it in a sense of playing all-out attacking football, possession-based football. I think actually we've gone into a slightly more David Moyesian system, but that just suits these players. We've seen it for the last couple of years that it suits these players. And so actually giving away possession like that, it's not too much of a concern. Although Salah's through, he's up against Agard, who does well to just stop him. Zouma comes across, blocks it. And then the follow-up shot from Gakpo goes deflecting over. It's going to be another corner. Salah there going 1v1 up against Agard, who didn't look entirely comfortable. He's charging back. He does well to keep up for him. I think he might have been offside, but he manages to keep up with him. Salah tries to force his way inside. Kurt Zouma comes across, gets the block, and Gakpo arriving late, hits it, it deflects out for a corner. Judas, my trustworthy friend. Good to see you. Hope you're good. I mean, yeah, that's my opinion. Yeah, that's why I would never say the words going for it, because that to me it's an interesting way to describe what we've been doing recently, which is, in my mind, not what I would describe going for it as. Oh, it could be because I'm watching it properly on BT Sport, because I'm a good boy who likes wrestling, and that's both on there as well as the European fixtures. So, it's all Liverpool so far. Whipped in. Header from, I don't know if it was Rice or Cresswell, but it's going to be another corner. It's been all Liverpool so far. But it's about our effectiveness on the counter-attack. It's about our effectiveness on the counter-attack. They can have all the ball they want. If they don't do anything with it, and then we break and then we score and we hit him 1-0, smash and grab, then who cares, right? Whipped into the box this time from Trent again. Van Dijk can't get the header. It's hooked towards the box. Oh, it's close, and Zouma hooks it away. There was a little bit of a scrappiness in the middle of the park there, in the middle of the pitch, in the middle of the goal mouth. A bunch of boys having their legs swinging at it, can't quite making it happen. Alisson very far off his line, just comes off, collects that under a little bit of pressure from Antonio, ends up kicking it long. Thankfully for them, they managed to win the ball. Trent arrives late to pick up the ball. Bad pass there from Cody Gakpo. West Ham win the ball, and it's hoofed by Fabianski. Nice recycle of possession, though, through Declan Rice to Soufal, who's nice slotted ball for Jared Bowen, who's touches a little bit heavy, but Saïd Benrahma on the far side can't quite get the control. Trent was in a good position to stop him, but he couldn't quite get the control he needed. This is another good opportunity, though. He's still on the ball, out wide on the left-hand side, finds Declan Rice out wide. Tyrone Cresswell puts it in, can't quite get any head onto it, back in towards the box. Hooked away from Virgil van Dijk, and now Liverpool have a good opportunity for a counter-attack. They can find the space, but it's good work from Soufal forward. Jared Bowen, another heavy touch, and then a second one goes out close. Another couple of chances, a couple of little moments there where if Jared Bowen could just get that touch just a little bit more under control. A beautiful opportunity. The ball forward from Soufal is a little bit heavy. I like the idea from Bowen. It doesn't quite work out. And then Saïd Benrahma, just the ball a little bit underneath himself. Again, could have been another good opportunity. Close. That's what I'm talking about those counter-attacking opportunities. It doesn't really matter if we have 14% possession. It doesn't matter if they're the ones who are knocking on our door. If they can't find a way to get good shots away in the center of the park, which Jota goes down screaming in a lot of pain on his back there. I'm not sure what happened to him. He didn't look like he enjoyed it at all. Under the pressure from Soufal. Referee gives it a free kick, but nothing else. Yeah, Soufal just comes in maybe a little too overzealously. I don't think it's a yellow card, but it looks like a painful one for Jota, who goes down. But they can have all of the possession they want. They haven't had a single shot on target yet. They've had 3 shots and all of them have been blocked. If they can't get good, significant chances from all of the possessions, then it's fine. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. That's the key here. That's the key here, because when we break away like we just did, just a little bit more at this point, I'm okay with that, to deal with that. Looking at the replay of the challenge again, it's a rough one from Soufal. It's not that deep. It's not a foul in my opinion. Well, it's a foul, but it's not a yellow card or anything. It's not significant. It's not dangerous. Just a robust hit from behind. But yeah, Cornet should be starting over Benny, says Ben. I just don't understand why he didn't hit it. There was a couple of little moments there where, again, just a little bit of a tiny step in a different direction, a little bit of safe control in a different direction would have been fine. Jota's got back up quite normally. He's shouting at Soufal something about an elbow. It wasn't his elbow, mate. It was his knee. It was his thigh that hit you. There was no elbow there. But a big shout from Jota, who turned around and just had a big old scream towards Soufal. In my opinion, look, it was a foul. Like I say, it wasn't a yellow. And the fact he was down the entire time and just gets up like normal, I don't really see the deepness there. But still, Paquetá looks for all nice 1-2 with Antonio, linking up well, doing what he does best. Paquetá comes on the inside. Another second 1-2. Paquetá hits it. Oh my God. What a goal. Lucas Paquetá, take a bow, son. What an absolute screamer. There's the £50 million Brazilian. There's the guy that David Moyes thought he was getting. Beautiful link-up play between himself and Antonio, just pushing the backline back, linking up nicely, just giving that space to Lucas Paquetá, who hits an absolute rocket from range. Alisson nowhere near it. The first 1-2 is nice, out wide, and then Antonio instantly runs this side. Benrahma comes across, gives him a bit more space, and then again, another 1-2, hits it, absolutely flies in. I think a deflection off... maybe a deflection off Van Dijk's thigh, but what an absolute screamer. Lucas Paquetá. I can't tell if it deflects. It might take a slight deflection off Van Dijk's thigh, off his shin, off something. All I know is that has absolutely flown past Alisson from range, an absolute belter in a game that's happened the night after our Youth FA Cup final, which someone chipped the goalkeeper from 35 yards. That might be just as good. A beautiful team goal, a beautiful shot from range, beautiful work. And I said it before, it does not matter how much possession they have. If they can't do anything with it, then the second we counter-attack, we're going to be dangerous. 12 minutes in, it's West Ham United 1, it's Liverpool 0. Insane goal. Beautiful stuff. The last couple of games, it's just been better and better. And we've seen Paquetá just stepping forward, stepping out of himself, really becoming that player we all hoped he would be when he came in. And I tell you what, he is proving to anyone who doubted the fact he might not be good enough for this Premier League, or he might not be up to speed with it and everything else, that he is exactly what we thought he was when he's buying it. Banger. Absolute banger. My giddy gosh. Woof. Woof. Bubbles ringing out around the stadium. And one of the things that I've said time and time again is how good we are when we're in the lead. And then we are putting Liverpool under all sorts of pressure right now. We're not going for goal. We're just trying to stop them from being able to play around at the back. And again, we're showing the weakness of doing that. We're good at pressing and we're making it happen. We've spoken about it time and time again. When we go in the lead, we're really, really good because defensively, we're a very strong side. We know exactly what we're doing and we can make people very, very angry trying to break us down. And the fact that we have got ahead in this a huge game has put pressure on Liverpool massively. A team who haven't looked like they've been able to find a clean shot yet. I don't think they've had a shot on target yet. I think they've all been blocked. So the fact that we've gone ahead is a massive achievement for us and a big sign that we can go on and get something from this game. Paquetá again, just spreading it across the Cresswell. Looking for Ben Rama, can't quite find it. Battling with Salah for the ball, played forward, and Liverpool can come out again. Henry, good to see you, my friend. It's just happening beneath you right now. Fabianski, Soufal, Zuma again, Rice, Souček, Paquetá, stay from Fabianski, Bowen, Ben Rama, and Mikel Antonio unchanged from our last game, unsurprisingly. And it seems to have worked, Henry. It seems to have worked. Just in case you want to know the bench as well, like that's you now. Areola, Emerson, Ogbonna, Kera, Downs, Fornals, Lanzini, Cornet, and Danny Ings. Former Liverpool player Danny Ings. Mate, we are back. We are back, Ben. We are back. Flipping heck. James is saying we'll score again. I've got confidence that we'll score again. We're coming forward well. They've got a lot of numbers back, but they can't stop it. Soufal crossed in. Matip, huge boy, just knocking that header away. I tell you what, I'll be honest with you. We've had some really good crossing recently, and obviously they have a huge back to Liverpool of Van Dijk and Matip. Huge boys, very good in the air. Crossing is going to be something here. Alisson Becker just taking his time with the ball. Again, just trying to bait out the press a little bit. It's something we did against Bournemouth, just taking our time on the ball. Fabianski just waiting for it, just drawing us out a little bit, trying to get us out of that defensive shape. Obviously, something that Liverpool are going to have to work on doing to us because we are a team who will sit very, very deep and compact and will stop them from being able to get too many chances. Cody Gakpo lays it out wide now to Jordan Henderson. And that's something they're going to be trying to do there. Something they're going to be trying to do a lot of this game is going to be taking their time in defense, trying to bait us out, playing it around. But our front three have shown good pressing. Ball gets played in, headed away from Aged. It's something that we've been shown that we're good at is that press from the front line when people try to play it out from the back against us. It's just about how the people behind it sort of cover the spaces and stop them from being able to create anything major. Cody Gakpo with control, hits it from range. Oh my God, that's a banger. Cody Gakpo with an absolute belter. Fair play. 1-1. 1-1. And to be fair, I was just saying it's going to take a lot for them. And what it's taken was an absolute belter from range from Cody Gakpo. There's basically nothing on for Liverpool in that situation. And Cody Gakpo, about 25 yards away, just turns, sees a tiny bit of space, hits it, and right in off the base of the post, right into that bottom corner. Fair play, Cody Gakpo. That is a banging finish. That is a very, very good finish. You've got to respect it when you see it. That is very, very good. And it's the only way that we're going to be able to break us down so far today. They've not shown an aptitude for pulling apart our defense. So the fact that they've just turned around and banged it from 25 yards and it's gone in. Oh, Declan Rice, that was disgusting. How are you doing that? Declan bloody Rice. Fair play, Cody Gakpo. Banger. Syed Ben Rama somehow manages to keep that ball, hits it, drags it wide. Somehow he managed to take that ball past Trent Alexander-Arnold. I'm not exactly sure how he managed to do it, but he does. Fair play, Cody Gakpo. Fair play. Or as Carl Anker called him, Cody Gakpo. You know? Still, this is good for us so far. This is good for us. Just because they've scored, it's not that deep. The game plan doesn't actually change that much. The gameplay genuinely doesn't change that much. There's some things we could pick out about that goal. We could maybe say, the thing is, he's hit it from one side. It's gone across to the other. It's very far away. It's right into that bottom corner. You could maybe say, should Fabianski be saving it? But realistically, it's so far into that. Like, there is a lot of different, whipped into the box easily claimed from Alisson, but Souček was there arriving. That's really where the headers are going to come from today, is if we can get Thomas Souček in the box from open play. But yeah, realistically, it doesn't change that much. We just have to make sure. Good covering there. Figueres does really well up against Cody Gakpo there. Sprinting back, stopping that from going forward. Free kick? No, referee says they got the ball. Fair, right? Fair enough. That was an even better goal, to be fair. I think for me, I probably prefer ours because of the passing bit before that. Like, it's a piece of individual brilliance from Cody Gakpo, but I think it's a piece of team brilliance and also individual brilliance for us. So I'd probably put ours above that, but that's not to denigrate the Cody Gakpo goal. That was an absolute belter. That really was. Just a piece of brilliant technique. Turn, sees a bit of space, bang, have it. Like I say, you can pick out some individual things in that goal, but I don't think it's necessary to. I think you just got to look at it and respect it and go forward. I think the game plan really doesn't massively change for us from here. We just have to make sure that the stress of the situation doesn't get to us and we keep playing our game. And as long as we keep playing our game, then we've shown that we're capable of getting goals here and that we can go ahead and make it happen. Paquetá winning a free kick off Curtis Jones in the middle of the park. James, you know I love you, but let's try not to start beef with each other. James, Ben, both equally good lads. Apparently, just stick around, chill out, no arguing with each other. Let's have a vibe together. Let's all vibe. Let's not start beefing. All right, let's not start beefing with each other. Good work, Lucas Paquetá again there, just nipping the ball away from Curtis Jones. Now Soufal can get forward. He's been hyper aggressive of late. He does well. Referee says he gets the ball again. That one I disagreed with. The Antonio one, I was like, okay, but that one I disagree with a little bit. Suma manages to cut it out in the end. Rice rounds Paquetá, but a little bit iffy. Soufal, he's just going for it, isn't he? He's just absolutely gunning for it. Liverpool trying to find their way. Now we have got into that tight sort of 4-4-1-1, kind of 4-4-2 type formation. Chasing it around, just leaving the space for their fullbacks to get forward. Allowing them that space in the sort of left and right-hand side of the pitch towards those corner quadrants. Trent Alexander-Arnold's not really going to be getting too much into those spaces to cross it in, although Robertson will be, and he's finding a bit of space in there. Fabinho looking to try and dribble into it. They're in the box, but there's so many people there. Plays it across looking for Salah. Can't quite get there, and it's cut out by Trent. This is the sort of situation where Liverpool don't want us to be in, when we're just sat deep, compressed, and not having any of their nonsense. This is not the situation they want us to be in. And thankfully, we're sat directly in it right now. We're sat directly in it. We're happy for them to take their time to build up because it just allows us to get into that space. It just allows us to get into that space. Still wreckable win 3-1. We'll take that. We'll take that. We do have baby bells. We do have baby bells. We do have baby bells. See, this is why I'd usually mute commentators and stuff. I don't when I'm doing this because I need information on which players are where and stuff, but I don't listen to the individual things they say too much. Salah in the box, hits it, good block again. Good block again, trying to find a bit of space, can't quite find it. Matip comes flying forward. This is a good run from Matip. Cross into him could be useful. It's towards Curtis Jones, who manages to get control onto it. Thomas Souček gets the block, and now West Ham can counter-attack. And Matip far up the pitch could be a problem for them. There's not many options for Jared Bowen, although he's managed to just about wiggle through with a failed pass. And Fabinho managed to stop it. Well cut out there, and it nullifies our counter-attack a little bit there. Man City winning 1-0 against Arsenal. Big, huge for them. Brighton still leading 1-0 over Nottingham Forest as well, which is the old big one for us. A Brighton win would be a thing. Am I that fussed about it? As I said earlier, I'm not too fussed about what the other results are. We just have to make sure we do our thing. And if as long as we can get the results we need to get, then we will survive regardless of whether or not whatever anyone else does. But can't lie, a Brighton win does a big bit for us. And I know a lot of West Ham fans don't like Nottingham Forest fans after the Jesse Lingard stuff. I personally don't care, but I understand that, to be fair. I understand that, to be fair. Fabinho, good interception. Declan Rice, quite high boot to do it, but he does well. Can't quite come of anything. And Liverpool can come forward with the ball. Salah, nice through ball. Looking for Jota, played in over the head of everyone, and Jared Bowen controls it and then hoofs it away. Lucas Paquetá's gone down in the middle of the pitch. He's asking for the referee for a free kick. I'm not sure what happened. Liverpool have the ball, so clearly he couldn't have waved to play on. I don't know what happened there, but he's gone down. He's back up and running around. It's nothing to worry about from an injury standpoint. Nice play from West Ham. Nicely done by Mikel Antonio. That's a foul, easy as you like. Again, Liverpool are going to be doing a lot of this. Liverpool, just pulling people down. Lots of professional fouls there. Mikel Antonio just pulls, just gets around Matip quite easily. Who just, I'll be honest, Antonio goes down quite easy there. He goes down quite emphatically, but it's not really super useful for us. If you know when people talk about Manchester City and Rodri and staying in that midfield position and just pulling people back, the dirtiness of it all, picking up those yellow cards, that's very effective against us, right? We want to be able to counter-attack. And so if they can stop us from doing it, that's good work from Soufal to force a situation which Jared Bowen can pick up the ball, tries to cross it across, can't quite make it happen. It's cleared away. Good work by Souček, stops the counter-attack. It's effective against us because we want to be hitting people as fast as possible. We want to be fast and efficient on the counter-attack. And so, you're going to see situations in which maybe if Matip is out of position, if Van Dijk finds himself further up the pitch, although Matip's the one who finds himself further up the pitch in general, you're going to see a lot of those little niggly pullbacks, just stopping people from running in behind. Salah on the ball turns. Good interception from Soufal covering against Gakpo, although Liverpool have the numbers forward and they're in a good position. He hits it. It's over. That is a great opportunity for Diogo Jota, who hits it over in the end. That is such a good opportunity for Liverpool. Such a good opportunity. Big hoof forward from Liverpool. Cresswell just pushing Salah. Rice doesn't quite get across. Soufal, who wins the ball, can't. It's just underneath him. He just can't get it across. And all of a sudden, they have the opportunity and they have the numbers. And leaning back, ball bouncing up, Jota hits it. Thankfully, it goes significantly over. But Jesus, a scary moment. I think when you're talking about from like a goal kick standpoint, you're going to see us take our time and you're going to see us pass it between our centre-backs and goalkeeper in a very clear section. And that's just to draw Liverpool out, just to get them towards us, to create a bit of space in and around their defence to try and gain some joy there. So it's like we're sort of creating a counter-attacking opportunity for us, similar to how Brighton did against us and stuff like that. In that situation, that was just messing around. That was just being bad. It was just being around. Oh, what are my buns and call me Brenda? It's the tremendous Charlie. How are you? How are you, madman? I hope you're well. I hope you're good. How are things? I hope you're good. Very excited to see, as per usual. As per usual. And chat's just not the same when you're not here. Yeah, I think they deserve it as well. I'd love to see them get European football. I'd love to see them get European football personally. I don't care about Jesse Lingard. I think he probably made the right choice. I don't particularly care about Nottingham Forest. They can do whatever they want. But Antonio, good position on the left-hand side. Little step overs, trying to find his way past Matip. Cross deflects out. It's going to be a goal kick. That's annoying. It's annoying. It was a good opportunity, though, finding that space. Matip, a big boy, just standing him up there. And again, that's what you're wanting to see. That's why you're seeing this sort of slight change where it's almost a back three, where it means that when the ball gets played down those areas, which would have been a massive problem for Liverpool earlier in the season and was a massive problem for Liverpool earlier in the season, Joel Matip is in a much, much better position on that right-hand side of the defence to deal with anything coming down that area. So you saw there, Mikel Antonio gets the ball in a wide position and Matip is the one in his way standing there, as opposed to having acres of space where Trent would have been. You find a big German guy just standing there like, you know? Well, bottom my buns. Oh, we'll say that. As opposed to what are my buns and call me Brenda. It gives a sort of element of mystery about the whole thing, you know? It gives a sort of element of mystery about it. I like it. I'm here for it, personally. Put across wide to the right-hand side from Trent there. Liverpool passing it around amongst themselves on the halfway line. Amongst their defenders who are very, very far forward. Trying to find their way into the box. Again, so many people ahead of him. Literally every West Ham player just there, just standing in a good position to stop all sort of ability of blocking. Mikel Antonio just stepping up to Trent there, just pushing him a little bit. Matip strides forward, confidently plays the ball way over the top of Jota, and it goes out for a West Ham throw-in. You'll have to see it. James coming through with some confidence there. Going from some confidence, we've got this game in the bag. Stevie B saying we've gone to sleep in the last 10 minutes. Callum saying I don't get nervous, but I'm starting to get a bit shaky. I don't know. Deckers is here. My G, how are you? Hope you are. Hope you're good, bro. We should be pressing them for a goal, says Ionix. I think we're doing the right thing. I also think we're doing the exact same thing we've been doing all the time. I think pressing a team like Liverpool, unless you do it correctly and smartly, can see us having problems. I think you only have to look at the Arsenal game, right? The second half, I think, or as the game went on, we got stronger with our pressing and we knew what we were doing. Whereas actually from the get-go, we struggled. So I'm okay with us sort of taking our time if we're sort of, you know, like they say in boxing, sort of, I don't know what the term is, but they say in boxing, like the opening stages of the first round, just getting used to your opponent, seeing how they're going to throw certain punches, combinations, how they react to certain things. If we're just taking our time in this first half to sort of get into that headspace of just figuring out, you know, how exactly that Trent role is going to work against us, what their answer for us being big defensive boys. Fabinho with a shot from massive ranges. And that's us sort of getting into the game, lowering our way into it. I'm okay with that. I'm all right with that. It's about how we adapt going forward. And I think actually we're currently playing correct. 63 passes to their 201, 72% passing accuracy, 87 for them. So again, taking that goal kick to Fabianski, who then boots it forward. Again, we're doing that same thing we did against Bournemouth of the goalkeepers not taking the goal kick, the centre-back doing, except that pass from Fabianski was pretty awful and instantly puts us under a lot of pressure. We've dealt with it relatively well, but it was a very bad kick and Liverpool can come away with the ball comfortably now. I quite like us doing stuff like that. It's showing that we're adapting. We're not just doing the same thing. Although I would say we've gone back to a much more Moyes state of football. Much. We're basically doing what we were doing for the last 2 years. I think showing us doing a little bit like these different sort of goal kicks, again, trying to lure teams into different things. It shows that we're learning and adapting a little bit. And Lucas Paquetá having another good game today, stepping up again today, showing that, you know, we are a little bit more than we were, even though it is quite a Moyesian state of football. Having said that, listen, Liverpool are firmly in control of the game. They have all of the possession right now. They're comfortably passing it around at the moment amongst themselves. But you look at the positions that we're in while they're passing it around amongst each other. Actually, it's not dangerous at all. It's not dangerous at all. Ken Dodd's dead. Dad's dog's dead. Sometimes I can say things. It's difficult. Cresswell and Rice going down. Cresswell looks in more pain than Declan Rice does. He's holding his thigh there. Curtis Jones just sort of runs through him, and it's not a foul. Declan Rice trips over Aaron Cresswell, but Cresswell's thigh was the bigger issue there. Nottingham Forest have equalised. Pascal Gross with the own goal. 1-1 there. But yeah, Cresswell a little bit of the more concern out of the two. He seems to be moving. He's up and he's moving. He's going to stay on to at least half time, you'd expect, but he just looks to be moving around a little bit. Yeah, but this is the thing, Eddie. It's the eternal problem, right? We want to play rapidly, but we need them. We want them to play as slow as possible. And if they're in control of the game, that just slows us down. I think what we've lost a little bit as the game's gone on is we've lost that little bit of that lightning fast counterattackingness we were doing. Well, this is a really good opportunity for Liverpool. Salah tried to lay it short. Good work. Declan Rice comes away with the ball. Trent nips it off him, to be fair. Declan Rice is shouting at Said Benrahma. And bloody hell, the ball in towards Gakpo is awkwardly cleared by Zuma. It's going to be a goal kick. It's going to be a corner. Not ideal. Not ideal. Oh, Mrs. Deckers, he's a beautiful, wonderful man. Craig Dawson, let me put it to you this way, right? There are good men out there. There are great men out there. There's been great men throughout history, okay? But I would say you're talking like Gandhi, Craig Dawson. There's people in the middle, maybe like Craig. Mahatma, Craig. And then down here, you got your losers like me. Craig. He's a mountain of a man. He's a beautiful bloke, and he does beautiful things. Good corner from Liverpool. The flex of Souček last, if I'm going to be honest. I think it should be another corner. I don't know if it got called for one or if it hit off, or if they thought it hit off. There you go. Look, Dawson, top 5 of human. Go. Easy. No stress. No stress. It seems counterproductive. We're doing the exact right thing from goal kick. Should we lose the ball, our backline won't be. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying. And then we're allowing them to sort of, we're encouraging them to come at us to try and stretch them a little bit, so then we can hit them fast on a sort of almost a counter-attack, and know we're in control of it. That time from the goal kick, we did just boot it, and instantly Liverpool have regained possession and gone for us. Well intercepted there from Matip, but well done from Souček, who has apparently given away a handball there. He's telling the referee he didn't. I didn't notice it personally, but there we go. Matip comes forward. I'll be honest, I thought it hit his chest, but there we go. Whatever. See, look, you're looking at a lot of Craig Dawson love. We miss Craig Dawson. Craig Dawson is the English Maldini, just big men being beautiful boys. Thank you, man. Very kind. I disagree with him. I'll take it. Thank you. Is Craig bigger than God? It's a good question. It's a good question that only God knows the answer to. And the answer from a mortal standpoint is probably yes. Probably yes. Played all the way back to Alisson. No real pressure on him. Allowed to boot the ball forward. Thankfully, it goes straight out. It was a bad goal kick, and we take that. Throw in on the halfway line to West Ham. I did, yeah. When I was last night, obviously when we beat Arsenal in the Youth Cup final, and he went into the dressing room with the youth team, singing around and dancing with them all. It's good to see. To be fair, you love it. Like, it's really nice to see him and Mark obviously getting involved in the youth team, and him especially. I mean, like, Mark Noble and him are like the two shining lights of the academy over the last however many years. And Mark Noble working in a role where he's sort of overseeing the academy is a great thing. And seeing someone like Declan, who is what a lot of those players will aspire to be, someone who can break into the first team, and then obviously it looks like he's going to go and get a move to a major club in the summer. I mean, that's something that they're going to all aspire to. So him being in and around that and getting involved in a great moment in all of their lives is an awesome thing to see, to be fair. This is a really good counter attack from Liverpool down the left-hand side. Mikel Antonio charging back to get involved with it. Laid short to Fabinho. They're trying to find a bit of space. We're getting into good position, though. Matip slots it in. That's a bit of a worry. But again, they end up working it out wide. Salah crocs in. Diggs. Oh, my Lord. That was closer than I wanted it to be. That was closer than I wanted it to be. Jota almost getting his head onto it and converting that opportunity. Again, we were forcing them out wide nicely. But we can't, for some reason, the crosses aren't going super well. Salah plays it in. Henderson sort of manages to dink it in. He's not in that dangerous a position, but the dink's really nice. It's just a little flick on, and Jota almost manages to get onto the end of that. It's really nicely done from them. Really nicely done from them. We're out of possession. We're very, very, very good. We're very, 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 very good. We're just like... and they just can't find the space. Not consistently, anyway. And in a game where we're basically... Brentford 1-0 up against Chelsea. Yes. In a game in which we are up against it and barely have any possession of the ball, and Liverpool are having a lot of joy, for us to be able to just sort of, accept what they're doing and find very little space. I mean, for context, they've had 9 shots, okay? 1 of them have been on target. 4 have been blocked, 4 have been off target. We've had 2 shots. 1 of them have been on target. It's the one that went in, right? So, in a game in which Liverpool are having, 75% possession so far, this is a really good opportunity for West Ham. Antonio, it's too slow. Should have laid it out wide quicker. Allow Trent to get back and cover well on that one. Should have dealt with that quicker. Should have been quicker. But yeah, in that sort of position, the fact that we're holding this is doing much better. But that was poor. That's the sort of situation which are really good opportunities for us. Trent gets involved. Nice little flick ball to Fabinho. Takes the ball forward again. Good ball. Looking for Gakpo. Zuma deals with it well. Souček controls it. Plays it back to Sofal. Just get it away. Nicely done. Bowen plays it forward. It's a difficult type position. Oh, Paquetá does beautifully. Back heel to Jarrod Bowen to open up the space. That's a really nice pace as well. Out to Saïd Benrahma. This is a really good opportunity for West Ham. Liverpool have numbers back, but Saïd Benrahma plays across the box. Antonio. Oh, such a good chance. It always felt a little bit stretched. It always felt like we were up against it. Liverpool, to be fair to them, got a huge amount of numbers back, but a beautiful piece of ingenuity by Paquetá opens up the space for Bowen, who plays a beautiful cross-field ball to Benrahma. And for this moment, he just slows it down a little bit too much. Maybe a lot of people come across from Liverpool. There's a lot of numbers, and it's played across for Mikel Antonio. He can't get his foot onto it. Van Dijk, to be fair, gets the last touch on it, does really, really well to stop that from being a good opportunity. It's going to be a corner resulting. Bowen whips it in towards it, headed the ground. Oh, again! Again, so close. Mikel Antonio can't quite convert the header. That's what I'm saying. We are dangerous from those opportunities. Bowen whips it in. I think headed on by Declan. It does not even. It's Henderson who gets the flick on, and Mikel Antonio can't quite convert it. It looked like Declan Rice trying to get the initial header. Can't get there. It flicks off Henderson's head, and Antonio does get his head to it, but can't angle it. Oh, fudge nuggets. So close. So close. Not for me yet, Chris. I think I'd wait as long as we could with that. He just doesn't have what Mikel Antonio has. Antonio's too effective. That situation where Antonio gets in behind and it's just like the dribbling he's done, everything like that, Ings just doesn't have that. I think it slows us down too much, personally. If we can get the lead, I'm not against it, but yeah. Whipped across. It's a good opportunity for Liverpool, and they can't get a solid header to it. Kurt Zuma just sort of tries to nudge it away. Fabinho from range hits it straight into the hands of Fabianski. Thank goodness for that, but it was close. It was close. It's hotting up. Just a couple of minutes left before half time. It's Tell you what, this game is very open right now. Very, very open indeed. Yeah, fudge nuggets. Fudge nuggets. It's always been something that's just naturally in me, the fudge nuggets phrase. Just flowed out, you know. Pre-bell? Shockingly, somehow, Madman, P-Gads, Dan, we've got enough calls for bells. So I'm going to end what the result poll will be. By the way, 47% still think West Ham win over the course of that poll. 32% draw, 19% Liverpool win. We're going to lob a bell poll in chat, ladies and gentlemen. If you think it's too early, you say no. If you think now's not the time, you say no. Is now the time? You say yes. Lob that in now. The bell poll is active. And I'll give you until 45 minutes. 45 minutes exactly. Salah trying to find a way forward. We're in a good position. It's just making the most of those counter-attacking opportunities. And you see how close we were. Even though in that counter-attack, we always felt a little bit stretched and it wasn't quite the beautiful flowing move of people backing each other up and everything you would want. How close we can create good opportunities from that. Again, they've got such a good defense, Liverpool, with Van Dijk and Matip. It's just such a good back two. I really, really like. Realistically, it is one of those things. Soufal does well just to intercept that. I mean, straight at him, to be fair. And he launches it for Mikel Antonio. He tries to rise up and get his head to it. Matip, a little bit awkward to Trent, but they come away with it. Just that stretch and just giving them the opportunity, but they have such good covering players. I mean, they're so good, Liverpool, in so many areas of the pitch. But we've shown that we have the opportunity to nip in there and grab some stuff. Listen, if the people call for it, the people call for it. There's 30 seconds on the poll left. If you think it's too early, say no. If you think now's the time, say yes. I haven't even seen what the results look like so far. I haven't clicked across to have a look. Yotta on the ball. Lays it short. Henderson. Salah. Short against Fabinho. Jones. Gakpo, they're just trying to flick their way through so many people in there. It's just not going to find it. The poll is over. Amazingly. Oh my God, it changed like 4 times. What's it? Unbelievably, it's 50-50. It changed like 3 times in the last second. That's 50-50. So the poll does not pass. So we won't have to go from it. 49 people voted both ways. That is the first 50-50. I've never seen a 50-50 before. Unless someone can correct me, that is the first 50-50. We've had some very tight ones where it's 1% either way, but I don't think I've ever seen a 50-50. My God, the poll does not pass. The poll does not pass, and that will put us through to half-time until we can call again. My missus also said, "But well, democracy has spoken," as Suburban says there. Democracy has spoken. I think that is a first. Tight. It was crazy. It was 51%. As I said, amazingly, or whatever I said first, it was 51% yes. Then as I clicked end poll, it flicked again into 51% no. And then it changed again right before the poll disappeared from my view. It went to 50-50. And then when I got the final result through, it said 50-50. Alexander Arnold's trying to find a way through. Doug can't quite make it work. Cleared by Soufal into the path of Paquetá. Can't quite keep it in. It's going to be a Liverpool throw far up. I'm not going to eat the wax meat. Stop trying. I'm not going to do it, bro. I'm not going to do it, bro. I've never seen a 50-50. Never seen a 50. We do have oranges available. We do have oranges available. We do have oranges. Look, I don't pick. I don't decide. I don't decide. I leave it up to democracy. And it didn't pass. It didn't pass. You know. Unfortunately, if it was 99 votes, then it would have been one way or the other. But it was 98 votes. If I'd left it for a split second later, but that's the rules, the way it goes. Mikel Antonio charging through, does well, lays it into outside Benrahma. It's a really nice opportunity. Lay it short to someone, hits it to Paquetá. Bowen was there, and he was so open. Bowen was there. Why did he not pass to Bowen? Oh, and there is the halftime whistle. 1-1 is the score. Some tight moments there. Some very close calls. Some good counter-attacking moves. In a half in which has been mostly dominated by Liverpool. Statistically and vibe-wise, it's definitely been mostly dominated by Liverpool. You're talking a 74% possession for Liverpool. They've had 10 shots, but when you look at it realistically at what they've actually done with that ball, 74% possession again, they've only had 2 shots on target and we've had 1, right? It goes in 1-1. It's a close game of football. And one of those shots from target was the Gakpo goal, which, let's be real, is not going to be replicated. It was a shot from range. Lots of blocks from us and a defensive performance that's solid and shown that actually, again, as much as it feels like in this scenario that we might be sitting here and going, "Oof, we're struggling to get onto the ball, we're struggling to press them a little bit, all that sort of stuff." Actually, I think we should be looking at that and saying we've shown the ability that we can get something from this game. We've had a lot of opportunities that were just a little bit of a different pass here or a little bit of a different shot there, and we get a goal. That's how close it has been. It's very, very fine margins for a game, Geo, in which has been 74% possession Liverpool, and they've had 10 shots compared to our 3 or whatever it is. Actually, the margins are really, really fine.
Yes. I'm feeling quite good, actually, Charlie.
Yeah.
I do. I think we've had chances to create chances, if that makes sense. So very early on, Geo Bones crossed to Antonio overhit. Antonio had the ball, didn't spot Benrahma's run quick enough, and then by the time he tried to do it, the opportunity was gone. Ball fell to Benrahma. Should have had a shot. Don't know what he tried to do, but he missed it anyway. And then we've been unlucky with 1 or 2. Benrahma's roll for Antonio and Van Dijk toe poking out. That's just unlucky. I thought Benrahma made the wrong call, but actually it was unfortunate. So we're getting in good positions and we're getting some opportunities to create something, and we're not taking those opportunities. We only need to take 1 or 2 in the second half. Defensively, I'm okay with it. It's a bit scrappy. We look a little bit tired. It is a little bit pedestrian at times. There's not a high tempo to the game continuously, but that tends to be when Liverpool's in possession. I'm okay with that because when we are getting it, we are breaking pretty rapidly. I don't feel like we've got much of a plan for Trent when Liverpool have got the ball, and that's a concern. Obviously, set up Gakpo's goal, but he's getting too much time on the ball. However, I do feel that we've got a bit of a plan for exploiting Trent moving into centre midfield. We're getting a lot down that left-hand side. So I'm actually pretty good at halftime, Charlie.
Yeah, I think Liverpool are dealing with the Trent problem pretty well in that, you shift across the rest of the 3, for example, and then it means that when Mikel Antonio did get that chance where he's all of a sudden he's running down the left-hand side, he's got Matip up against him, who is 1, absolutely massive, and 2, fairly competent at dealing with those sorts of situations and dealt with it relatively well, right? So they're dealing with it as well as they can while still playing Trent Alexander-Arnold. As much as I agree with you, I think he's getting a lot of time on the ball and is able to sort of dictate whatever he wants. It's not worrying me too much. I think similarly to how Gabby Jesus was doing it against Arsenal, he'll drop deep and pick up the ball and sort of not really.
So the difference says though, when he drops back, that's
it's taking the striker out of position. Yeah. I don't get me wrong, I do 100% agree with it, but it's not a situation in which I'm massively worried. And actually, the fact that the more I think about it, the fact that their goal was a Cody Gakpo screamer from range is like that's not really going to be replicated many times.
No, but Trent's job is to play it into the front 3, and that's exactly what he did there. He wasn't pressed, and he was able to just pick his pass into Gakpo. And
I don't disagree, but Gakpo's not going to be able to do that again in this game.
Well,
obviously physically he's capable, but the chances are it's not going to happen, right? The chances are it's not going to happen. I 100% get what you mean. I'm certainly not seeing Trent just wandering around the pitch with the ball and picking out very nice passes all the time and going, this is comfortable. Because it's not. I think when you look at, say, people who watch along, the Fulham watch along, for example, will know that with 25 minutes, half an hour to go, I was very much like, they're not going to score. I'm not feeling that here. That's not the comfort level I'm at. But realistically, I think we're defending relatively well, and I think they're not showing a consistent ability to break us down in good positions. It's just a case of this is going to be one of those games where we're going to have to be switched on for all 90 minutes. You switch off for a minute, they will get an opportunity outside of that. But I'm going to switch off for a minute because I need to pee and I shall be back in a moment, Gio.
Cheers, Welsh. Right, let's see what you are all saying. Joe says, Souček's been playing all right. Desperately need Cornet or Pablo on the left-hand side, though. Jeff says we're looking a little tired, while Matt says we've got some tired bodies and minds in the claret and blue. Yuri says Paqueta seems knackered after 20 minutes. I mean, to be fair, the first 20 minutes, he was just running everywhere. He was pressing on his own and stuff. It was a bit too exciting for him, I think. However, when he's going to score that goal, I don't think we're going to complain too much. Chippy says both teams are highlighting each other's weaknesses, which has worked positive for both teams. We need to utilise the space vacated by Trent, Cornet, Forsyth, Ben, Rama. Slim 4 says, I think 65th minute we should put Bowen up front and put Cornet in there. A lot of calls for seeing Cornet anyway. Mancunian said he's in a counter-attacking option with his pace. Trouble is he's bound to be offside. He loves being offside, doesn't he? The worst thing is his goal against Bournemouth, I got chalked off. It wasn't even like... Usually when he's offside, he's like, I don't know, halfway between the halfway line and the 18-yarder. He's in that area trying to play on the shoulder of the defence. So the one for Bournemouth, he was on the 6-yard line. He was still offside. There was like 6 yards of pitch for him to be offside, and he still managed to do it. Ironix says, although we haven't taken him, at least we have constructed good chances. I think we're doing fine. William says, apart from Creswell, no truly bad performances out there. They're obviously very... I know I'm biased with Creswell. I don't think he's having a bad game. I think he's doing all right. I think every player's playing well. I don't think anyone's having a bad game. I'm happy with everybody. They just look tired. Adam says they look knackered. The fatigue is starting to show. Cornet and Fornals can play a big part of this game. Michael said it's a matter of time before they score. Thing is, I think it's a matter of time before we score, though. I do. I know people are frustrated with us. Like, here we go, Greg's. We're standing like mannequins, letting them get closer and closer. It's frustrating. I think if you step up against this, Liverpool attack wants space in behind your defence. Salah wants to be able to run in behind Alan Creswell. It's not pretty to see us sit in our box, but the space is gone. They're struggling. They're passing it about in front of our box, but Fabianski's barely been busy. I think we've had the better chances, or sort of the more opportunities to create that chances, in my opinion. Michael says Liverpool have fatalities that we can get something against if we step up like we did against Ghent. Samir thinks we're sitting back too much. Will says Ben Rama needs to get off. Loves the guy, but his decision-making has been questionable. Alan says, can't complain so far, but Ben Rama's been a bit wasteful. James says, Bowen's been crap, but I wonder who gets more stick in the live chat. Talis says, we play like this, we stay up with a little bit of silverware. Paul says, we do look tired. Because I'm the same. I'm the same. We go toe-to-toe. Bear in mind, everybody's admitting that we look tired. You try and go toe-to-toe with Liverpool, that requires further energy. That requires more energy. The boys don't have it in the tank tonight. Now, you could say that's where Moyes should rotate the squad, but 1-1 at half-time, we're in a good position from here on in. But Fred says we need to be proactive with subs, and I'm inclined to agree with that one. This is where whichever manager does the right things that will go on and win this game. Paul says Paqueta is magical, not just his goal, but his confidence, skill level is ridiculous. Souček's playing very well. Need to stop lumping the ball forward. James would like to see Fornals for Paqueta, Cornet for Benrahma at the 60th minute. Give them 15 more minutes of trying. Steve says Benrahma is very poor. Mancunian said, I love Creswell as much as God. Oh, I know, I love Creswell. I don't mind confessing. I've got nothing to hide. I love Creswell. I do love Creswell. I think his distribution second to none in the team. That ball that he released Antonio down the left-hand side for, just superb, fantastic. I don't think you get that from Emerson. Emerson's better at dribbling, though. Craig says, Paqueta's something else, dirty, but I love it. The front three, poor decision-making, perfectly summed up. James says, every player is 6 out of 10 and above. We're doing all right. Need more energy. We get Fornals and Cornet on. I agree. I think we're playing okay. Ben Rama's frustrating me a little bit, but he's doing okay. He's doing fine. Pagan says the way Paqueta was able to hold up playing past the ball and silent for Bowen, that was just superb, isn't it? One little back heel. It took 3 Liverpool players out of the game and just, like you said, released Jared Bowen. Then all of a sudden it's sort of 3-on-3. Rice is screaming up the middle of the pitch and all that space as well. Such an effortless pass from him, but such an incredible skill to be pulled. He did it with such precision as well. Honestly, some of our players could have been facing forwards and struggled to pull off that pass. He's enjoying himself at West Ham now, isn't he? let's have a little look. Yuri says, what a stunner by Paqueta, absolute worldie. Harry says Maxi will definitely be offside at one point, but bring him on when they're tired. I think he's the first sub, isn't he? He's got to be. Chippy said Antonio's had good chances. Let's hope he can convert one. I don't think he has, actually. I don't think he's had a good chance. That one, good defending by Van Dijk. Bowen's cross should have been better for him in the 5th minute or whatever it was. The only thing Antonio's done wrong that irritated me was when Benrahma was free and he didn't notice. He took an extra couple of touches. Then he noticed and the pass got blocked. But the pass was on and he wasn't aware of where side Benrahma was at all. But I think Antonio's played well. A nice little double 1-2. Do you call it? Is it 3-4? Can you call it 3-4? Is that a thing? Anyway, a 2-1-2s or a 3-4 with Paqueta for his goal, which is, do you know something? Not something Antonio's the best at sometimes. You can sometimes be a little bit poor at things like that. That requires nice little movement, composure. It's not really words you'd usually associate with Antonio's style, is it? But that was good play from him, that build-up play. Fantastic. Nick says Antonio missed a sitter. I think I've missed something. Honestly, I honestly don't recall Antonio having a sitter. I must have missed it. Apologies, but I haven't been doing anything other than watching the game. But I've obviously missed it. Yeah, okay. The free header, that's one. He sort of took it off his head. Fair enough. But there. Scott says Benrahma's touch in that goal was also very, very good. Slim Face says Benrahma, not poor, just thinking he's be playing in the number 10. Could Fabianski have done better? I think whenever someone scores from outside the box, there's always an element of the keeper could do better, isn't there? Same with Paqueta's goal. They'll be saying, well, what's Alisson doing? Because it wasn't directly in the corner. A bit of pace, and I know it nicked Van Dijk, but come on, it brushed Van Dijk. Trajectory changed a little bit, but not enough to say that it completely took Alisson out of the game. But yeah, see, I don't. Yeah, but Van Dijk got it. Do you know what I mean? That's not a sitter. I don't understand how that's a sitter. I don't get it. It's good defending. I don't get it. I don't think you can. Antonio does the right thing. He sees the pass coming. If Van Dijk's not there, does Antonio score? You'd imagine so. I don't get it. Honestly, I don't get it. I think Antonio does all he can do. It's just really good defending from Van Dijk. John says, a few weeks ago, we were giving ourselves no chance against this slot. Draw would be a good result if we have no injuries. Great game. Love Paqueta. Lewis says, Creswell's been quite a few times in the earlier part of that half. Greg saying that Antonio should have slid in, made sure it went in. I think that's incredibly harsh because if Antonio anticipates Van Dijk having a touch, and let's say Van Dijk doesn't touch it, it hits Antonio in the thigh when he's on the floor. I'm not criticising Antonio at all for that. Van Dijk's half a yard away from Antonio. There's no way in hell Antonio can be expected to expect Van Dijk to get a touch. Because like I said, what happens when Van Dijk does it? Then Antonio looks stupid because his foot's half a yard further forward than it needs to be. I think it's honestly, I just think it's fantastic defending. I just think it's really, really good defending from Van Dijk. Anyway. Fred said the crowd need to ramp it up a notch. I don't like commenting on the crowd when I'm not there. If it's good, I'll comment. But if it's quiet, I don't. I feel a bit bad because I'm sat in my house trying to say that the crowd need to get up for it. But I get what you say. It does seem quieter than recently, which I'm not surprised. There's been a lot of games. There's been a lot of matches for people to go to. It's not cheap to go either. This game, if you wanted to buy a ticket for this match on its own, you're not a season ticket holder. This match was 70 quid for an adult. 70 quid. Wednesday night, live on BT Sports, £70 West Ham wanted for it. And season ticket holders trying to sell their ticket via the ticket exchange, it only gets sold if someone pays 70 quid for it. So I think the club have priced out a little bit. So there's a lot of empty seats tonight, but that's just it's it's a lot of football recently for West Ham fans. But anyway, Mr. Walsh, I'm going to disappear. I'm going to say we win this 2-1, by the way. I'm sticking with it.
Love that, Geo. I'll see you after the game.
Cheers. Thank you.
If you want to hold Geo to account for his opinions, make sure to stick around until full time, where he will be live for a full match review with Gonzo straight after the game. However, before then, we have 45 minutes of football to go, in which West Ham could get a massive point, or potentially 3, against Liverpool at the London Stadium. It's back under the way. Come on, you irons. Deploy the boys. Time to run 2 things. All of that good stuff. Let's see how it goes. No changes I could see at halftime from either side. Quick throw from West Ham down the right-hand side, looking for Jared Bowen. Can't quite find him. But again, this level of performance for me personally is a good sign. I think we're putting in the performance now. Portuguese. Jota. Honestly, I'm not entirely certain which one I'm saying. However, I will endeavor to say Jota. If I'm saying Jota, I will endeavor to say Jota. If I'm saying Jota, I'm a genius and I'll take a compliment. But I have no idea which one I'm saying. I'm just sort of naturally flowing. That's good pressure from West Ham, actually. They win the ball back in a good position. Side Benrahma finds Declan Rice. Charges down the wing. Wins a throw-in. It's a throw-in next to the corner flag. I did not eat a bell at halftime because the bell pole did not pass. We are reactivating now. The period has passed in which which will say we shan't go for another poll that quickly. Although 50-50 would suggest that maybe a second poll was necessary. So if people recall for it, then we'd go for it. But Mikel Antonio throws it short, tries to dribble his way inside, can't quite get past 3 men, manages to get past 1, can't get past 3, and now Liverpool trying to hit them kind of counter attack, even if I could say it properly. Cresswell cuts it out. We're going to be a throw into us in a good position on the left hand side. Rice finds Cresswell, playing the ball around. Poor pass forward there, looking for from Cresswell, looking for 2-0 Manchester City. Stones with the goal. Hooked away from Van Dijk. Big boot forward. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm scared. I might Google how to pronounce it, and just whatever the YouTube video says, I'll do. Maybe is how I feel. Is what I'm feeling like right now because I'm scared. I'm confused. I don't know what to do with myself. Well, I do know what to do with myself. New bell. There's a lot of bells. I'm getting very strong bell vibes. We're going for bells. Yeah, you're not wrong, P guys. That's why I have oranges in the house. We'll love the bell poll in. We've had enough votes for it. We've had more than enough votes for it. Bell, yes or no? Back in effect. The poll is back in effect. We'll give it until 50. Benrahma on the ball, looking to try and find his way in. I'll tell you what, we're getting a lot of possession here. We're getting a lot of chances to create something. Bowen out wide to Soufal. Tries to float it towards Mikel Antonio on the edge of the area. Can't quite find it. And Van Dijk headers it away. Back recycled to Soufal, who whips it in once more, looking for Antonio. I just don't think those crosses are going to work today with Van Dijk and Matip. It's just not the one. Declan Rice a little bit caught out there. He almost manages to get the ball back. And it's a really good opportunity forward, looking for Cody Gakpo. And thankfully, Fabianski alive to it. 50-50 was the bell poll last time. Just under a minute left of the poll. Will it be 50-50 again? Will we get a decision either way? You need a Palace-style pronunciation video? Yeah, 100%. 100%. I should have just got the bell at half time because I knew the poll would probably come. So I should have just got it and put it here, but I didn't. So I am going to have to go up and get a bell if the poll passes. It's only if it passes, though. It might not pass. If I end the poll and it hits 50-50 again, then we might have to run it one more time. We'll see. 24 seconds left, though. Bells and final whistles. Maybe. What's something I say a lot? Early doors. Bells and early doors. Early door bells. Something, I don't know. Something there. There's something there. I don't know what it is, but there's something there. 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, 1. Significantly past. 71% yes, 28% no. The bell pole has passed. I'll be getting up to get it in a second. Declan Rice is on the ball right now. Lays it out wide to Aaron Cresswell, trying to find a way in. Forced back a little bit. Liverpool are all sort of defensive stations. Ben Rama can't quite get round Jordan Henderson, and it's going to be a corner. It's going to be a corner. Charlie, can you answer me? Hang on, let me click on the comment. I saw it on the other page. Can you answer me if it's a bad idea or not? No context. No, it's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. It's a good idea. I'd go as far as to say it's an amazing idea. Do I have any context for it? No, but I'm going to say it's an amazing idea. Here comes the cross. I'm going to go get the bell after this opportunity. Aaron Cresswell to take the corner. On the left-hand side, whips it in. Ooh, a little bit awkward there. We can't quite get the header. It bounces out. Almost a big opportunity. Shots there. Well, I should have said no to someone who doesn't drink, but there we go. Not my problem. It's not my problem, frankly. I will be back in just a moment. Here's Danny to entertain you while I go and grab a bell. Hang on a second. Right. Bell acquired. I'll shut my fingers in the door while I did it. But we do have a bell, ladies and gentlemen. Bell. We're here. Anyone who watched the watch along yesterday for the FA Youth Cup game where Geo was with us, his unbelievable confusion about the baby bells was a beautiful thing. But we're here and we're on the way. Bells going in. A big pass. How is it 71-28? So I believe, David, I don't know this for certain, but what I believe YouTube do is round it. So YouTube give you, when you run a poll, they give you like a final tally thing and give you the percentages. It doesn't show you how many people voted for each. It just tells you what the percentage was of what people voted for. And so I believe what they do is they round it. So I reckon it was like, Saeed Ben Rama does beautifully, whips it in. Allison collects it, but that was beautifully done by Saeed Ben Rama. That's one of the few opportunities, one of the few great pieces of skills we've seen from him today. Just takes it past 2 or 3 people with just a little bit of close control. Pow, pow, pow. Can't quite get the cross in at the other end of it. But yeah, so I believe it was probably like 78.5 to 28.5 or something, and they round it. I don't know. And they round it down is what my bet would be. The bell in. Bowen adamant he should have had a free kick there, as did the crowd. I didn't see it. I was shoving a bell in my face. Liverpool coming away with the ball. Playing it around. Again, us deep in our defensive formation. Liverpool passing it around, trying to find a space. They've gotten into that zone just outside the area. I think it's called zone 14. I think that's what stats people call it. Smarter people than me call it. Basically, where the D is, just that section just outside the area. They've gotten into that a bit more often than I'd like to, but certainly not. Certainly not with aplomb. I'm not bricking it. And actually, so far, we've created opportunities really wide smoke, but Mikel Antonio just dawdling on the ball. Trent and West Ham can come away with it. It's out wide to Saeed Ben Rama on the left-hand side. He's got Antonio in the centre with him, picks him out. Paqueta's there, Souček's there. Bowen's there. It's Rice who lays it out to Soufal. Chris is in looking for Souček, who battles for it. He goes down in the centre, and now this is a really good opportunity for Liverpool to counter-attack. Cody Gakpo on the ball finds Mohamed Salah. He's got Diego Jota on the ball. Lays it back centrally. Good tackle. Declan Rice. No, yeah, Declan Rice, I think it was. Very, very good stuff. I couldn't see if it was him or Agard for a second, but it is Declan Rice. Beautifully done. And that's a really nice ball through for Jared Bowen, who's in behind. He's got Saeed Benrahma on the left-hand side for him. Jared Bowen slows it down, takes it onto his left foot, hits it. He's in. Jared Bowen up the other end has put it in. A beautiful counter-attacking goal. And just like the first half, West Ham have taken the lead. And it's Jared Bowen with a beautiful goal. Come on. What a counter-attack. That's exactly what we're good at. That is exactly what we're good at. We sat deep, we compact. Liverpool can't find a way to break us down. And then bang, we find Jared Bowen forward. Lucas Paquetá looking up. He sees Jared Bowen in a bit of space, makes a great run just on that final line. It's probably going to go to VAR about whether or not he's onside or not. But even if he's offside, what a beautiful through ball from Paquetá to pick him out. And beautifully done by Jared Bowen. He just stands up. Van Dijk just trying to make himself big. Again, it's going to go to VAR. I don't know whether or not it'll be counted or not. It looked incredibly tight to me. I would not want to be the person who's making that decision because I can understand how it would be offside. He was unbelievably tight. I haven't seen enough of the replay to see. Oh, offside. Offside. But this shows that we can do it. This shows that we can do it. Liverpool don't know how to deal with it as well as we can do it. Brilliant pass from Paquetá. Brilliant run from Jared Bowen. Brilliant finish. As long as we can keep trying to do this, we can make it happen. It goes back to 1-1. Thankfully, I didn't change the score. But we can keep going at this and we can find something from this. Don't let this knock the wind out of our sails. Let's keep going. So far this half, we've been good. It was such a good goal. It really was a great finish. This is a great second half performance so far. A very good second half performance. That's not quite going to great, but it's been very good so far. Reminiscent again of the Arsenal game where we came out and we just, the senior one, not the youth one, where we came out, we just stepped to them in the second half. We just really put it on them. So far, so good. It was offside. Fair play. It was 100% offside. It looked incredibly tight in the replay. My link is broken. Can't watch it. Ray, I'm sorry. Of all the games, Ray. There is one, Ray, if you're looking for a way to watch it. I can suggest a way you can go and have a gander. If you scroll down into the link in the description below, there's a bit there called Join Our Discord. Click on that. You'll find what you're looking for. Nottingham Forest taking the lead against Brighton. Big for them. Big for them. Again, just we're pressurizing. We're putting them under pressure. We're pushing. We're pressing. They're not looking mega comfortable, Liverpool. All of their... Again, we're just almost nipping in there. This is good stuff from us. We just got to be careful. We don't overcommit. And Mohamed Salah could be through here. Again, is all over him again. Awesome work. Nathan Agard. Brilliant work. And then a shot from range from Trent was nowhere close. Brilliant work from Naif Agard there. Nathan Agard. Nowhere for Agard himself. The ball gets played through and Mohamed Salah, one of the fastest people in the league, just absolutely rapid, goes flying through it. Again, just muscling him back, just getting ahead of him and then putting a beautiful foot in, stopping him. That is really good work from Agard. Really, really good work. Ray, let me check your WhatsApp, Ray, in a second. That's all I'll say. Check your WhatsApp in a second. It's gonna be a couple of subs for Liverpool. They are going to change it up. It hasn't been working for them in the second half. Thiago is coming on for Henderson and Luis Diaz, of course, former West Ham target, coming on for Diogo Jota/Jota. However, it is the correct way to pronounce his name. But they will be coming on. It hasn't been working for them, Liverpool. It makes sense that they're going to try and change it up. Where are you, Ray? Makes sense that they're going to try and change it up, given the fact it's not really been born for them. Let's see what changes. Get the subs on. See, I disagree, Artel. Usually I'd agree with you, but I mean, realistically, we'll see what happens. But maybe changes would be necessary. And again, changing it first is better than not, but this is working for us right now. Now, how this changes it up. All right, no worries. Love you, Ray. Hope you're all right. Hope you're well. Just seeing your finger. It looks horrendous. I assume it's not now because that was ages ago, but it does look bad. I mean, they've got better passes on now, I guess. I mean, Diaz and Jota, bit of difference there. But specifically looking at well worked by West Ham there, just nipping it away. There's no options for Jared Bowen at all. Just forced to try it. I mean, I would have been tempted just to boot it long towards Alisson and try and chase it because there was just no options there. But bringing on Thiago maybe for Henderson, just getting a little bit less of maybe getting a bit more confident in that midfield battle and just sort of slotting the ball around instead. I can ask her if you want. I'll ask her. I'll message her after this and ask her. Because I need to sort one out for this week anyway. So I'll message her and ask her to see what she's on. See if she's up for it. I was talking to Ray there, by the way. I was talking to Ray, my co-host, of course, on Two Spanners, One Hammer, the Hammers Chat Patreon exclusive podcast made just for you. Patreon.com/Hammers Chat. Get involved, ladies and gentlemen. You can come and appear on the show if you want to. If you're a patron and you'd like to get on, let me know. Oh, Ben Rama does well there. And then sort of goes the wrong way with it. But he does well. He does well to keep possession of the ball. Plays it forward. Paquetá finds him. And it's just big miscommunication between him and Mikel Antonio. Doesn't quite work out. They can come forward with the ball. Liverpool. Robertson flicks it forward. Looking for Jones. Diaz does really well there. Tries to take it round. Souček can't quite find, to be honest, you couldn't find the space in there. And instead they try to work it into the box. And Noef again just says no. All sliced from Benrahma. Can't quite get it away. Paquetá battling for it. Referee says Fabinho got the ball, much to the chagrin of the home crowd. Liverpool on the ball, trying to find their way into the box now. Cody Gakpo again, looking to try and maybe shape from range like he did previously, but they can't find the space at all. And Liverpool again, just passing it around. Yeah, Benrahma's playing a lot better in the second half. I agree. So I wasn't very impressed with him in the first, but this one he's showing the individual brilliance to dribble in those spaces. Cleared away a little bit dangerous. Still that final sort of the passing and the link-up play, that's what's a little bit of a worry, but the individual side of it is he's starting to get on board with it right now. Luis Diaz has a good opportunity to shoot, and thinks it high and wide. Goal cooks West Ham, Fabianski to take it. Take a draw? I'd probably take. I mean, I would take a draw. Would you say Benny's been our best attacking player this season? Nah. He's up there, but it's been a bad season for attacking players. I'd say it's probably Mikel Antonio still to me. Because I think when Mikel Antonio isn't on it, then the rest of the team isn't on it. I think in the early stages, the first month or so, or 2 months of the season, pre-World Cup, I thought Benrahma was really good. I think post-World Cup, I don't know. I've not really been enamored by him, to be honest. Alexander-Arnold shoots from range, angles it way high and wide. But honestly, realistically, when you look at it, like, I don't think anyone's been good over the course of the entire season. So when you're saying, for example, who would be the best attacking player this season, you're picking your poison, really, because no one's been on form the entire season. I think Mikel Antonio has been the one who's made the biggest impact by a significant distance. I think Benrahma and Bowen have had probably the best individual performances from the attacking players. But we've still got a month to go, and we've still got some very, very big games to go. So we'll see where it ends up towards the end of the season, personally. The substitutions for Liverpool, I don't know if the subs have worked, but certainly the wind has been taken out of our sails. The momentum wasn't what it once was for us. We're still endeavouring to sort of put them under a bit more pressure than we were, but not by a lot, by any stretch of the imagination. And Liverpool are sort of enjoying a lot more success than they were at the beginning of the half. 20 minutes into the second half, we've also got 25 to go. Matip's just very confident to come out of the back line, and we've not really taken too much exception, not really taken too much advantage of that. Thiago there showing what he brings ahead of Henderson, just playing a nice big diag right into the feet of Luis Diaz, who then tries to take on so foul. It's going to be a corner to Liverpool. Danny Ings apparently shortly coming on. Okay. Maybe we're taking a draw, but whipped in. Oh, header from Liverpool. Oh my God, another shot. Oh my God, it's cleared off the line. Holy hell, what the hell just happened? I think there was a save and maybe a clearance off the line as well. The corner gets whipped in. Header from Matip down, gets the block, and then I can't tell who it was. There was Souček so foul and Fabianski all there. I think it's straight off Fabianski. I think he manages to get the stop. Cresswell's down on the floor, winded a little bit. Apparently, there's a VAR check going on. I don't see anything that was a problem there, but flipping heck, that was close. No pen. VAR check complete. It's going to be another corner to Liverpool. Jeezy peeps, man. I love that so much. I don't even know why. I just do. Crossed in from the left-hand side. Oh. Matip gets it in. We had a warning sign a second ago. And Matip has just risen and just absolutely powered that home. It's 2-1. Nah. Great header. Not really sure how he was so open. Oh, because Ben Rama was the man marking him. Okay, good. I hate zonal marking. It's so stupid. It's so fudging dumb. Why do you zonal mark? What happened there, right? Allow me to explain. For some reason, we're zonal marking, and Ben Rama is in the position where Matip was. Now, because we're zonal marking, Matip just leaves, Ben Rama just leaves Matip to go. Matip, by the way, should we just look up very quickly how tall Joel Matip is? Joel Matip, for those who are unaware, is 195 centimeters tall. He is almost 2 meters in length. He's like 6 something, 6'4", something like that. 6'5". There you go. He's huge. He's bloody massive. So then when he leaves him, because again, he's zonal marking, he just wanders into a space, no one who reacts well enough to it, and he's just free to get an absolute bullet header in. It's a flipping great header, but bro, just the subs aren't going to help because we're still zonal mark. Zonal marking is so stupid. Oh, we're a bunch of idiots, man. I hate zonal marking so much. I understand why you use it. I 100% get it. But if you're not going to track a runner like that, when it just gives someone like Joel Matip such an easy opportunity to just stand at the back and then just wander into the box with no one even click. It's the most annoying thing in the world to me because it's such an easy thing to deal with. And we don't deal with it. It's annoying. Substitutes are coming on now, by the way. It's bad subs as well. Cornet's coming on, which is good. Antonio's coming off. Danny Ings is coming on. I would assume Ben Rama, but it might be Bowen. No, it is Ben Rama. Ben Rama coming off alongside Mikel Antonio for Cornet and Danny Ings. I think this game's gone now. Unfortunately. It's a shame because there was something there, but it's going to take one heck of a performance from us from here, and I don't see that happening with the substitutes we just made, unfortunately. We need to rotate because of the situation we're in. A win against Crystal Palace is much more achievable and much more likely to put us in a good position. Let's just make sure we keep the performances levels up. And hey, maybe we can craft something with Danny Ings. I think Cornet being alongside him is definitely going to help him more than Syed Benrahma would. I think that's fair. I think you want to get people who are going to get in and around him more efficiently, and that's what Cornet does better than Syed Benrahma. But I'll be honest with you. I think at this point, it's not going to happen. It's unfortunate. It is what it is. We have to rotate at some point. And we have to rest people, especially Mikel Antonio, who is literally vital to the way you play football. And I don't want to be negative and defeative. I don't want to be as defeatist as I am being. But unfortunately for me, I think if you take off Mikel Antonio and bring on Danny Ings, that's tantamount to basically admitting defeat. I don't think it's going to happen now. You're expecting a heck of a lot. Danny Ings doesn't play David Moyes football. Like I say, I think bringing on Cornet at the same time is the right decision. I think that gives it the best chance of succeeding because you need to get people who are quick and direct around him, and that's not something Benrahma is. Benrahma isn't fast or direct enough for me to play alongside Danny Ings in this scenario if you're playing a one up front. So actually, I think bringing on Cornet at the same time is probably the best idea to try and give Danny Ings something. But I don't know. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. We've still got 20 minutes left. More than enough time to get back into this game. And again, a draw would be massive, but I do think it's probably game over, unfortunately. I'll tell him to his face, bro. It's not. I'm not even hating Danny Ings. I think Danny Ings is a very good footballer. I'm not even one of these people who now Danny Ings has come and he's flopped, thinks he's crap. I think Danny Ings is a very good footballer. I think Danny Ings is past it. Well, I think Danny Ings is older than he is. I think Danny Ings doesn't work in a Moyes system at all. It just is what it is. That's nothing wrong with Danny Ings. It's the same way that I think Skamaka's a great player, but he doesn't work in. Bringing on Skamaka would be a similar issue. The difference is Skamaka can smack it in from 400 yards like Gakpo can. Danny Ings hasn't got that in his locker, So it's nothing to do with Danny Ings. It's to do with the system. Liverpool trying to find their way into the box again, cleared away. There's still an opportunity here. Again, performances could be good. Danny Ings making a run, find him. Oh, that's a great ball through for him. Alisson does very well there. Alisson does very, very well there. Fair play. Fair play, Alisson Becker. He does very well to come out and just stop that one from getting into a good position. It's a nice idea, though. We just, again, space just opened up for Danny Ings. He made a nice run through the middle of the two, and Jarrod Bowen found him. And if Alisson wasn't as quick off his line there would have been issues. De Bruyne gets City's third, his second. City putting the title race in a very awkward situation. No, I don't think we're going to lose significantly. I just don't think we'll score. That's the problem. I just don't think we'll score. I'm sitting here and I realize I've been somewhat defeatist and negative, right, from the subs, and we've just conceded and all that, right. It's not that I think they're going to run all over us, because I don't think they will. I think max they get one more goal in this game, and even then, I'm not entirely certain they're going to get one more goal in this game. I think the problem is we're not going to score. I think we've just taken off our only chance of scoring. That's my problem with it. I don't think our goal difference is going to go. I think -1 in a game against Liverpool is not that deep. It's really not that deep, especially in a game where we've performed relatively well. I think we've performed relatively well. Yeah, does well there again, just to cover off the runner. I think in a game where we've done relatively well, I'm not too downbeat about that. Crystal Palace at the weekend is obviously the big match. That's the huge one. Early kickoff, stress. But that's the big one. We just got to hope we can create something, because again, I don't think they're going to score many. I don't think they're going to get like 2 or 3. I think max they've got one more goal in them. And even then, I'm not convinced they can get that. And if you're 1 goal behind, there's still a chance. All you need to do is create one good opportunity for Danny Ings in the box, and he'll probably put it in the net. All you've got to do is create one good opportunity for Maxwell Cornet to hit him on the counter-attack, you know? Or Jarrod Bowen. We've already had the ball in the net this half. I'd say it to his face. He'd disagree with me, but I think even Geo admits it to some extent, you know? And I say admits it, I think it's because Geo is obviously a self-confessed Danny Ings fanboy. So, you know, it's like me and Pablo Fornals, all right, or Thomas Souček. I would describe myself as a Pablo Fornals fanboy, right? Even I can admit where Pablo Fornals' faults are. I would describe myself as a huge fan of Thomas Souček. Even I can admit where his faults are. I think it's the same difference. It's the same difference, right? We just have to create that one opportunity. Nothing has really changed that much. The tactic doesn't change. The system doesn't change. We just have to make sure we create that opportunity. And we've shown in this half, let alone the game, in the whole game we've shown we can. But in this half specifically, we've had the ball in the net. And that wasn't the striker putting the ball in there. That was Jarrod Bowen. We've shown the ability to do that. All we have to do is find that one opportunity and we can get into this game or we can get a draw. Despite the fact Darwin Núñez is coming on and it's quite scary. I think personally, I would have brought Cornet on for Antonio. I think that's the more like for like substitute. I would have brought. He doesn't have the power that Mikel Antonio has to be able to hold people off and do that side of it. But if you just pump it over the top, then you don't necessarily need the power. I think you just pump it over the top and have him sprint onto it. Have him play on that last line. I'm not someone who gets annoyed when Cornet is offside, for example. That shows me he's trying to play on the last line and is getting into good positions. I think that's what I would have done personally. And then you maybe you bring on 4 now to Ben Rama, probably. That's probably where I would have gone with it. It is what it is. Liverpool, good opportunity. Crosses in. Zuma clips it away nicely. Sofal battles. And wins a throw-in. It's going to be a sub. Darwin Núñez going to come on for Liverpool. You would suspect for Gakpo. It is. It's Cody Gakpo coming off. Great goal from Cody in the first half, to be fair to him. Really, really good goal. Again, we've conceded twice. One's from a corner set piece, which we should have done better with, and the other one was from an absolute belter from Cody Gakpo. We can't get too disheartened about that, realistically. Darwin Núñez coming on. He's good. Darwin Núñez is very good. I like him a lot. I think once Núñez sort of puts it all together in the Premier League, he's going to be very good. He just needs to a couple of little tweaks, couple of little bit of form and everything else. But he's got all the attributes. Does Darwin, you know? Aaron Cresswell paying back. Well, if the people go for it, Ben, the people go for it, you know. Sofal gets the control, whips it in, just a bit behind Bowen, close though. Declan Rice comes flying out, can't get a touch, and he wins a throw-in. We'll take that. It's good work from Declan Rice. Brentford going up 2-0 to Chelsea. It's not all bad, is it? It's not all bad, is it? It's not all bad, is it? It's going to be a long throw from Sofal. Fires it in, looking for Kurt Zouma. Sorry, can't quite manage it. I was thinking, why are we doing long throws without Mikel Antonio? Oh, bad pass from Sofal. Paquetá can't get the control. Now Liverpool counter-attack. It's 2v2. West Ham getting numbers back, but Liverpool have got a couple forward. Núñez just doesn't. He refuses to release the ball, and Naya Figueres does really well. Just he refuses to lose the ball there, Núñez. Should have passed like 4 or 5 times. It just doesn't. Great through ball opportunity. He finds him. It's Maxwell Cornet. This is a really good opportunity. He slows it down. He hits it. Really nicely fouled from Declan Rice. He collects the ball off again and then finds the through ball opportunity for Maxwell Cornet. He does well, and he just touched just a little bit far away. Has to slow down just to ready himself to hit it. It's bobbling slightly, but he strikes it well over. Again, showing the space is there, man. The space is there to be got at. We can find it. We can find it. All we need to do is find it once with the right opportunity in the right position, and all of a sudden, bang, go. We can make it happen. Bullet header from Thomas Souček in deep just to get it forward, just bosh. Forest 3-1 up now. It's going to be another long throw from Vladimir Coufal. We might as well take long throws, actually. Now I say that, what we're doing when Mikhail time's on, we might as well. Our short throws are awful, so we might as well take long throws. Well, that's a good long throw, to be fair. I mean, they clear it away quite easily, but the actual technique was there. The actual technique was there. Luis Diaz charging forwards. Again, just good stuff. And then Luis Diaz fouls him. Good again, just so good there. Just telling him no again. He's having a very good game again today. He's having a very good game. Got to at least where to keep it. Exactly, Rob. The ball over the top, Robert, there to Cornet. So the slotted through ball was good. He can't quite take it. Ings calling for a high foot there. There's maybe an argument. He does get his head onto it, and the foot was relatively high, but yeah, you've got to at least hit the target. It's so annoying. It was. I want to give him the benefit of the doubt and say it was bobbling, but you know, I don't know. I don't know if I'd accept that personally. I don't know if I would accept that. Headed forward by Declan Rice, looking for Cornet. Matip collects it well and then plays it out for another throw. Less than 10 minutes to go, 8.5 minutes plus stoppage time. We're doing okay right now. I thought that was a Liverpool throw-in, to be fair, but we're going to get yet another. Aaron Cresswell to take. We're just working our way up the ball yardage-wise. Very rugby right now. Very, very American football. Very rugby. Lose out on the ball way too easily. Zuma, good interception. Really nicely done. And it takes it past 2. Zuma going on a marauding run. Takes it past 2. And then we win yet another throw. I don't know why we're trying to win the throw. It's kind of pointless, but we're never going to do anything for throw-ins. But, you know, why not? Kurt Zuma, by the way. Let's just replay as we're waiting for Coufal to come across and hit the long throw. Let's just talk about Kurt Zuma there, who picks up the ball and drifts past 2 separate people. It's beautiful stuff. Jamie Milner going to be coming on for Liverpool. Give it up for Jamie Milner, ladies and gentlemen, the legend of the game. He's going to be coming off for Jones. Although now they're going to wait till after the throw. Maybe a little bit against machine. Oh, yes. Well, bottom my bread and call me Bertie. Hello. How are you? I hope you're well, bro. I hope you're well. Stressed, although I think he was right, to be fair. Long throw doesn't work out. It's going to be a corner. We take it. I hope you're well, bro. The people call for it. They call for it. The people call for it. They call for it. How are you, Scott? 4:25 a.m. What are you? Me every day? Yeah, he was not happy with that. He was not happy with that, Smith. He was not happy with that at all. So it's going to be a corner. Aaron Cresswell to take it. Best corner taker at the club by far. Whips it in. Header. Thomas Souček over. Falls down as he's going for it. He rises up well. He's got to fight his way past Diaz and Fabinho. He's going down as he does it. Ends up hitting it up high. There's been enough calls for bells to start the poll. We bell poll for third time today. Potentially the second bell incoming. It will be until the 85th and a half minutes. 90 seconds. 85:30 is when the bell poll will end. For the third time today, the bell poll is activated. First one ended 50-50. Second one was a solid yes. Next one, who knows? We'll find out. Free kick wins West Ham. Souček's the one who wins it. Don't know who fouled him. Just a couple of people in the area. A couple of suspects in the area. It's going to be a big long boot from a deep free kick. Fabianski comes to take it. He looks to try and take it quickly, and instead, it was James Milner. Yeah, it's a solid foul. Solid foul from Jamie Milner there. Just landed me a job last minute, so staying here with my little Les. How are you? Well, I'm good, money-wise. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing, sir. I'm all right. I'm all right. My cold is sort of getting a little bit better, so we're getting there. We're getting there. We're getting there, bro. Enjoying West Ham being good again. It's fun. It's fun. West Ham controlling the ball. Paquetá takes it around him nicely, but gets caught out by the second one. It's played forward. 10 seconds left, or less than 10 seconds now. 5 seconds left on the bell pole. Liverpool going to come forward with it. 2-1. It's a considerable yes. 77% said yes. 22% said no. So we will be getting a bell in a second, and that's a good interception from Declan Rice. Then an unnecessary spin doesn't quite work. While we look to take this free kick quickly, I'm going to run to the fridge. I'm going to... Oh, Danny, no, hang on. Jarrod Bowen's on the ball. I can't hear it. I don't know what's going on. It feels weird. Jarrod Bowen cuts inside, hits it straight at Alisson Becker. Okay, now we... Bell, numero uno, going in. No time to waste. It's just going to get shoved straight in there. It's going to get shoved straight in. There we go. Do you know what's weird? I wear headphones so much that I feel like I look weird without headphones on this stage. Like when I see myself without headphones, I'm like, there we go. Bell being consumed straight away. No stress, no messing. It's just going straight in. We're popping it in. We're getting involved. Someone goes down. It's going to be a West Ham free kick. I'm not sure who went down in it. It was Souček. Going to be a free kick about the halfway line for West Ham. Hooked in towards again at the back post. Can't quite find it. Núñez easily headers that one down. And now Liverpool can counter-attack. This is dangerous. Alexander-Arnold looking for Salah. Can't quite find him. West Ham collect the ball. Now it's time to refresh, regroup. Declan Rice dinks it over the top, looking towards Jarrod Bowen. Can't quite find him. Hooked away. Paquetá finds Declan Rice again. Charging forward, lays it short for Thomas Souček. Can't quite find him. Danny Ings is there. There's a huge shout for handball. A massive, massive shout for handball. Referee completely unmoved. That is a massive call for handball. Boos ringing around the stadium. Unsurprisingly, Steve McManaman on co-coms is saying it wasn't a handball. or quote, he should get away with that. So even he's admitted it definitely hit his hand. A huge shout. We'll see the replay again soon. I think VAR's checking it. I'm not entirely certain. Check complete, no pen. I don't know. I need to re-see that one. That felt if the Souček, I mean, look, we had that Souček one earlier in the year, right? Where we got away with that one, didn't we? When it hit Souček's hand and everyone was claiming it was a handball. I don't remember if that ended up in a penalty or not. I didn't think that one was a penalty. That feels similar to this, but no penalty has been given. It did definitely hit the hand. It did 1000% hit the hand. It's about whether or not you think it should be a handball or not, or should be a foul or not. VAR have said no. Oh, that's awful from Kurt Zouma. Jesus Christ. Kurt, what are you doing, bruv? What are you doing? Thankfully, Fabianski turns into sweeper keeper Manuel Neuer and stops it. But what the hell is he doing? We're looking at it again here. Looking at the replay again. Yeah, no, I wouldn't give that. I wouldn't give that personally. Look, Thiago dives in there. Look, does it hit his hands? There's literally zero doubt on whether or not that hits his hand. It hits his arm as clear as day. There's nothing clearer about that. But for me personally, I would say no. I would say no pen. I would say no pen as well. I would agree with VAR on that one. Oh, nice first time touch by Cresswell. Just turns it and lays it out. Whipped in. West Ham go down. No pen, says ref. I don't think that one was either. Danny Ings maybe should have got on top of that. He doesn't, and it's going to be a goal kick. Personally, that's not for me. Tight, very tight. We're looking at it again here. Look, Thiago dives in. Danny Ings is getting in. I don't think that's a pen for me. That's not a pen for me. I think his arm's in a natural position of where he would be diving into a challenge like that. Everyone on the bench. That was incredible. That was actually unreal. The camera cuts to the bench in which Mikel Antonio, all of the coaching staff, Moyes, all of them, all the players on the bench are huddled around the tiny monitor to watch it again. Sees, oh, this is another good opportunity. Jared Bowen can't quite get the shot away. It's going to be a corner. Liverpool get the free kick. This game is comical, man. This game is actually comical. David Moyes is swearing at this point. David Moyes, I've just seen him say F off. Matip just knocks it away, goes down professionally, takes his time. Look, it's probably a foul. It probably is, but the way he goes down and the situation around it is stupid. It is what it is. Personally, I don't think we've been robbed. I think the referee's got the right decision. I think the referee made the right decision on the pen. I think the referee made the right decision. I think VAR made the right decision on the pen. I think VAR made the right decision on the Jared Bowen offside. Obviously, I think there's been a couple of decisions here and there, but it's not that deep. I think realistically, look, it is what it is. Like I say, it should have been. We've had enough opportunities to get this game. We've had the opportunities to do it. We just haven't been able to convert them. It sucks, but it is what it is. We've shown the performances that this should work. We've shown the performances that we have made this work, and we should have made this work, and we've grown the opportunities. And hey, we've had the ball literally in the net twice. It's the performance wise that has been good. Unfortunately, we haven't been good enough at the back. It was a wild shot from Cody Gakpo that went in. There's nothing you can really do to mitigate that. You can maybe stop it in the build-up, but there's not that much to it. Realistically, the second goal is the one where I'm more annoyed about. That should have been stopped. That's some awful defending, in my opinion. But I hate zonal marking for that exact reason. Unfortunately, this is a point lost. We could have had a point here at least. But yeah. No, far from it. I've got family in Liverpool and they support Everton, so they're distant cousins, but they support Everton, so could not be more against them if I tried, but there we go. There is the full-time whistle. Full-time whistle, West Ham United 1, Liverpool 2. Massive shame. Massive shame, because we really could have done that. We had that. Ref Moyes has gone across to the ref to talk to him. He's very angry as David Moyes. I'm trying to hear what he said, but there is a lot of West Ham players talking to the referee right now. Realistically, like I say, it definitely was a handball. Like the ball, it hits his hand, but for me personally, it wasn't a foul. Areola's there, Moyes is there, Ogbonna's there. They're all talking to the ref. This is going to run and run. Unfortunately for us, it does end 2-1. What have I done here? I don't know what button I pressed there, but I pressed something. Unfortunately, it has ended 2-1. It is what it is. Like I say, it's a shame because we could have done something there, but it is what it is. We go again against Crystal Palace at the weekend, a game which is much more winnable, a game in which we should be able to, if we put in a performance like this, I'm confident that we should be able to get a performance. We should be able to get a good result against Crystal Palace. And again, that is a game that's do or die. These aren't your do or die games going into the end of this season. Liverpool, that's bonus points. That's not a do or die game, and we've performed well over the course of the game. And obviously, we've had a little bit of bad luck here and there, which has gone our way. But it is what it is. Geo and Gonzo will, of course, be live in just a few moments' time to go through the game at length. So make sure to stick around for that. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell notification button so you don't miss out on any future videos. We're the only West Ham channel last season you need to watch along every single game without fail. And this season, we're absolutely smashing it out of the park, and you lot are getting heavily involved. So make sure to hit the like button as well, because it helps us up massively, pushes us up the rankings. However, one last thank you to Stephen Jones and, of course, Dave Acid D Punk Strong Gaming for the full-time funds. And Stephen, once more, congratulations on retirement, my friend. We will be live in a few moments' time. Geo Gonzo doing the full match review. But until then, come on your irons, and we'll see you next time, everyone. Enjoy yourselves. See ya. Bye.